Alright, what's up, guys? We got the second video of this kind. We got Dave Bennett, aka Ghoulish Dave, or aka what was introduced to him as Death Metal Dave.
Yep, man. Yeah, that was a nickname in high school. And when you saw that vid, man, fucking that was just on the fly. Mike, he set up a camera at our buddy's house. We were having a barbecue, and he's like, man, what do you want to be? Is it all right if I just call you Death Metal Dave? I was like, I didn't even think about it. I didn't realize how big Mike's channel was.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck, man, just
he already had quite a following. I was just gonna give people a little bit of background information here, a little bit also about the first video. So the channel started, at least this one started in the 5th of May in this year, 2024. And the first video, I actually went to check it out. I went back in time traveled to find the unholy start of the channel on the May 31st of the year. So it took a little while to get it out. We're tuning the guitar strings, the J-Dog joke. It was actually, I was surprised actually. The first video on the channel, at least that's public, unless there's a secret private video, is the Ghoulish Grin, actually a song, The Devil's Acrobat, which I listened to it, and it was pretty much what I expected. Banger ass death metal riffing and whatnot. And what I was going to ask actually is what actually inspired the whole channel? Like, what inspired the birth of this channel for you?
Oh, good question, man. Honestly, it's gonna sound kind of stupid, but firstly, I did the channel. So yeah, before the video and everything. Okay, so I have a, let's see if I can find it. I have a fucking shitty ass flip phone. Okay, now I wanted to share my music with one of my old bandmates of Cryptic Fog, my drummer slash producer Dan Klein. I didn't have a way to share this new music. I've been recording, Ghoulish Grin has been a work in progress, and I was working on The Devil's Acrobat. I had a few songs. I wanted someone to hear it and say what they thought. Like, is this shit? Is it garbage? I don't know, because I've been kind of, very isolated doing this music. Anyways, I was like, well, I don't have a way to fucking email them the songs. I didn't have a computer yet, no, I had a computer, but I couldn't figure out a way to upload the songs so he could hear them. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll make a YouTube channel, and I could just message them the songs. It's gonna be a ghost channel. No one's gonna know what when I first uploaded the video, there was no views at all, zero. So I didn't have to worry about like the shit being out there, not perfect, because actually I never took the damn videos down like I should have, because the songs are not the way I want them, like production wise, but I just wanted a way to share my music with my old bandmate and say like, hey man, what do you think of this? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's shit? And then that was kind of the strike two. What kept me going with it was Mike Violate did that interview with me, and people were interested. Who the fuck is this asshole? Who is this fucking crackerjack looking motherfucker? So actually, I shaved my mustache. Look, I was fucking trimming my mustache, and I fucked it up first time in years.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I shaved it, man. I look fucking stupid as fuck. I don't like myself without a stash, man. It's not my style. And but we did that fucking interview, and I'm like, everyone's like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? And I was like, goddamn, like I have a strong history with this music. I've been involved with it. And I'm like, it kind of made me want to like tell people about myself. Like, I'm not just some random motherfucker that doesn't know anything. I've got a bit of a history, and I've been into this shit for a long goddamn time, and that kind of, all that together, it's very complicated, but made me start the channel. And then another reason is I've been wanting to promote my music, and I want to be heard, man. Fuck, I'm like, I've been doing this shit for like a long fucking time. I don't want to be, I feel like I already got a foot in the fucking grave, because like half my life's over. I want it to be heard, and it kind of like why I'm doing it as well, like everybody else,
Yeah.
It's a good outlet, because I don't necessarily have the ability to sit down with a group of guys and fucking practice every goddamn week and go play fucking shows like I did when I was a kid, about your age, like my early 20s. Like we did it. We did it hardcore. I mean, we really, really worked really hard, but nothing fucking happened. It was the wrong place and time. I think it's just shit didn't go our way. Which that's a whole long story as well. But yeah, that's the start of the channel, man. If you could put all that together, if that any of that makes sense.
Yeah. So actually, my first video I saw, it's because it all comes back to J-Dog. J-Dog is the cesspool of why I'm even here right now doing this video in the first place. The J-Dog, like the whole story goes that J-Dog did the video with Morning Red, the collaboration. I watched that first video, found Morning Red, right? I didn't get into Morning Red at first because I was like kind of put off because at first, like, you can probably see where I'm coming from. At first, I thought it was a voice changer thing going on. Like, you could
it was. I think it was, man. I think he had well, when he was starting out, like I've seen his early videos, his voice there was a dub on there. I think.
Okay.
And I think maybe the guy.
I don't know.
If you watch,
it sounds like I compare it now and like I watched that video. I don't know if it's actually that, but so at first, and then was like, well, why is that so bad? Like he's not pitching his voice to be higher like a girl. He's pitching to be lower. So it's kind of like a.
You ever seen those crime shows where they hide their voice a little bit?
Yeah.
I think he had a filter on. He noticed the same thing. I think he did in his early videos.
Yeah.
And that could have been for many different reasons, either a style or number two, maybe he's got a certain job and he was a little nervous to put himself out there. I mean, this shit is kind of scary.
I mean, and then he doesn't even turn out to really need it because his actual voice is like still like
it's similar.
It's very like it's like a monster's talking to you. So and then so it wasn't until the second video he did with J-Dog on this channel. Then I actually watched him, and the thing that got me watching him is because I saw like this side of him where he was recommending another channel. He said it wrong then, the channel name. He called it Drew Sif, and just kind of shortening it. But you already know I'm talking about goddamn repping a Drucifer over here. T-shirt.
I pop in Drucifer stuff from time to time. I don't keep up on. I try to my best to watch everyone's shit once in a while. There's a lot, man. It's great though. It's all good.
So when he did that, at first I wasn't finding his channel because I was typing in how he said it, and then eventually I actually found it, and I think it really what happened into flinging me into like this whole community thing that's going on with like Shredbeard and all these homies now, is that the first live stream I go on of like Drucifer just to check his channel out because I already checked one video of his out and it was like a mortician vinyl something getting or whatever it was, and so I was like, oh, already there's good hints that I'm going to like this channel because he's like jamming Mortician and stuff. But the first stream I go into, he's doing like Texas bands only, and I end up buying a vinyl of Church of Disgust because he played a song of Weakest is the Flesh, I think the album was called, and I think it was something like Pillar of Souls. I heard that song and it was like, immediately, boom, buy the album. I didn't even need to hear the rest of the album. I just knew this is some good shit I need. So that's the reason why I'm here right now. Literally, because the first stream I go into, it makes me lose money. So that's kind of like a joke I have. Like whenever I watch Drucifer's live streams, I'm just waiting before I'm losing more and more money on albums because he's just gonna recommend a bunch of good shit. So yeah, the first video I actually saw you is because of the J-Dog comments, because I'm always reading them now. I'm active and shit. It's actually the distributor of Cavalt points.
Oh yeah, that guy, man. That guy's so cool.
He commented something. I can't remember fully now because it was like months ago at this point. Like he said something like something about the legendary death metal Dave. I was like, who the hell is he talking about? Literally, that's exactly what I asked. And then I look it up and I go to your channel, and the first thing I see is actually the question I was asking in my head. Who the hell is Death Metal Dave? So I click on that video, I watch it, and I get a great explanation. So it's funny because you made that video for the whole Mike Violate interview, which I didn't see until after that, and I thought that was
Right.
like a really short like interview. Like I was like, damn, that's short for an interview, you know, because they could go long. Probably like this one, so strap yourself in, but it's like you're used to the shred beard stuff, so I'm sure that
Yeah,
go
I mean,
long.
as I go, man, the might violate when I was a bit nervous because I don't do the first.
Yeah,
I'll put myself out there. It's awkward being on camera.
dude,
Um,
try to watch my
yeah,
first video. You won't even understand the fucking thing because I'm speaking Swedish.
right, man. Man, your accent, your English accent's fucking great. I
Oh
can,
yeah, because my first video is me playing GTA in like I don't remember 2011 or 2012, give or take,
oh,
and
damn, damn.
I spoke a little English, but you could hear my accent. So basically, I've been doing like videos since then, trying to, and then it switched between Swedish and English, and then it switched to English fully, and then I spoke more and more English in my videos, and I think that's really what improved, and also speaking with people online and such. Just
Right, man.
I just
This is, I think
surrounded
this is,
myself
yeah.
with the English, really.
For me, this is I think my third counter, like actually like live. I think I like the well, no, yeah, technically the first live stream I did was with Shred back in October, and then well, I mean tonight and now you the same night, man. Back to back duel, man. This is fucking
Yeah,
cool.
I mean
Oh,
this is a video, but I mean shit, it counts.
oh, we're not live. We're just doing a video.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. I mean, that's cool, man. I don't know how when they say collab, I don't always know what that
Yeah.
means, But yeah,
So
man,
I was
fuck. Cool.
actually gonna this super short point like that. I it came into my head today because I watched the video. You said the Ghouligans. I thought that was a great fan name. It doesn't really need much talking, but yes, I was going to tell a little more for the people watching because I know I know at least one person's watching this whole thing. No matter how long it is, one person will be watching this, and that's my friend Lopolik from Czech Republic. I don't
Oh,
know. You
hey,
might, yeah, you
I
might.
briefly talked with him on actually. Oh fuck! What channel was it? Not channel. No, that was channel. Mike Bogish's
Oh
channel.
yeah, you
I think.
talk, but I also seen you talking my channel about like OPEF and shit.
Yes.
I was so shocked. I was shocked that you even said the first two were good because I was like, what the hell?
Doesn't seem like something I would like, right?
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Early Opeth, man. Like honestly, like the Cryptic Fog stuff. The reason why I don't know if you ever listened to the early shit. The songs are very long and dynamic, and there's clean guitars. I was heavily influenced by early Opeth. I have many influences, but Opeth was a special
I
one.
mean, dude,
The,
I was in the J Dog camp kind of for a long time on OPEF, kind of like putting him off because I kind of knew a song here and there, and I was like, I don't know, it's pretty good, but I don't know if I really want to get into this. It kind of seems like some trendy bullshit, and then I just
See, I was like that
yeah,
when I've been listening to underground extreme metal for so many years, but like when I was younger, I listened to all the crazy shit. It was all coming out like the early not like, I was there when all the Nile albums were coming out and all that.
yeah,
I grew up with the early death metal stuff. Opeth took me a while, but I was still. I'm looking back now. I was still fucking. I was exposed to a lot of the heavy stuff, but Opeth I got into. I want to say later, but I was still young, man. I was like 19. I first got into
yeah.
it. I went through a phase where I didn't get to say phase, but like a part of my life where I got into like more melodic stuff and black metal and you know
So
uh,
the first,
dissection,
yeah,
like that and early Opeth, man, very atmospheric, very dark shit. So a lot of that stuff influenced early Cryptic Fog, So
yeah. So the first two, they also have clean singing, right?
what's that? The Opeth albums?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. They
Okay,
all
yeah,
actually.
I forget because it's like my memory. Like I just started listening through the albums and realizing, holy shit, I actually like this band past the first two albums.
Yeah,
So,
look,
but
if you look at them like I look at the early material like melodic black death metal, but
yeah,
like
the first
very
album was like
melodic.
straight up black metal to me. Like just
Yeah,
had to have the
Orchid,
clean.
Orchid. It's got the dual guitars, and I mean, and their songs are very long. There's a lot of atmosphere. There's a lot of clean guitars, a lot of dark parts to it. The clean vocals I love. I mean, it's it's it's
Yeah.
your brutal hardcore death metal fan is not going to get into them. That makes sense.
Did
And
you
I was one. I was a brutal hardcore death metal black metal guy, but Opeth was just something different, man. And
did
and
you
there's a time.
did you
Go
ever
ahead.
stumble upon the band Neo Obliviscaris from Australia?
No, I have not. No, no,
Okay,
sir.
well, they're maybe it's very influenced. I don't know. There might be a chance for them to be a liking then, because they're kind of in that same vein, but they're I would argue they kind of try to lean into the more heavy stuff, but it's like there's still a lot of cleans. So I mean, if you don't seem to hate cleans like some death metal purists do, and I don't
No,
either. So
man.
yeah,
I don't. Well, I mean, goes back to, for me, it goes back to like bands like Black Sabbath and fuck Metallica, man, old
yeah,
Metallica,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
I
I
got into
understand.
when I was young, really, really, really young, first getting into metal, Iron Maiden, shit like that. It was all very, I hate to say the word prog, but it was very epic. Old Judas Priest. It was written
I
in that
mean,
kind of style.
the realistic.
Merciful Fate, like, so Opeth is kind of, to me, holds all that kind of traditional style writing,
Yeah.
the early Opeth anyways. Because I talked to your buddy from the Czech Republic. He messaged him and Mike Bogish were messaging back and forth, and I'm fucking flipping through, and I saw them, and they mentioned fucking Opeth, that the Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull was on the new fucking record. I'm like, what? And what's ironic about that is back when I was first getting into Opeth, I was big into Jethro Tull. Like, it was another band I listened to, and it's just ironic that, I'm like, holy fuck! All these years later, Ian Anderson's on a record. Well, anyways, I listened to the fucking new one. I couldn't get through it because the last time I listened to an Opeth record, or the latest Opeth record I listened to, was in 2000, the one they came out with in '08, which I wasn't a big fan of. I They went total fucking prog. They lost their goddamn marbles. And your buddy Lopalik, or whatever the fuck he calls himself, I don't know how to pronounce it. And I don't mean any offense. I just don't know how to pronounce his name. But he's like, they've always been prog, and I'm like, well, not really, man. Like, they really are prog now. Like, I would call them fucking prog because there's a little bit of every goddamn thing going on. I can't get into this thing. It reminds me of like Thick as a Brick, or I'm a big Doors fan. When Doors did the Silent Parade, which actually I like, but it sounds like one of those records where they just went fucking, I don't know, but yeah, I couldn't get into it. But
Yeah,
I
I
still
mean,
I still have to have it still has to have all the right ingredients. Like, the early stuff had enough of the death metal and the black metal, and the epic writing. The prog wasn't the main focus, and clearly, I mean, now it is. But that's my Opeth fucking
yeah.
rant.
So I
Y'all.
mean, I was gonna say back on the Black Sabbath. I mean, for that time, they were progressive music because they were doing something new. That's what like the whole prog name is actually more about like progressing in the genres of music. So I think that ties into the whole thing. But I understand like yes, they were prog in the beginning of the first two albums with Opeth, but like when they stepped out of that and started doing the whole more death metal thing, they became much more proggy and stuff. So I definitely agree that they're much more prog later on than in the first two albums. So yeah,
Right.
I see it, but like yeah. So my point is ironic. We came to
Sorry.
Opeth, that my point was gonna be here. So like, gonna let people know. So he's here because he's in stuff, So we got Cryptic Fog that has been active since 2009. We got a demo from that year, The Path of the Withering Moon, and in
Back to the
full
one.
length from 2017, Staring Through the Veil. I actually looked, so you actually mentioned that with the long songs, and I saw it. I saw the song limbs on Metallum, Metal Archives. So I actually checked it out there.
One thing Metal Archives gets wrong, but they get right at the same time, is so Path of the Withering Moon is a demo. We had that demo. Of course, that we spread that around like wildfire. It was like free. I think handed out like 500 of the copies of those fuckers. We just made them, handmade them at home. Like, you know, burned the CD and, you know, printed the thing off on a fucking printer, the cover. But we went on to do a full length called Path of the Withering Moon. And if you go on Bandcamp.com, it's on there. We never was able to get a physical an actual physical release, but there is a full length of that record on Bandcamp, and you can download it, you can listen to it either way. So for the record,
Oh,
there's that.
actually, about that, that could be like added very easily. Like I know how to do that essentially.
I do not have, believe it or not, I have no control over anything that's on Metal Archives. When we were starting up Cryptic Fog before Staring Through the Veil even came out, we were on Metal Archives, and I didn't even know how it even happened. So some must have been a fan or something. Because when we did that record, it was back in, well, when we did the demo, it was back in the MySpace days, and we had a pretty huge following on MySpace. I actually miss those days because
Yeah.
you can literally make your own band page and communicate with. It was cool to a certain just. It's way better social media than the way it is now, I think. But anyways, we handed it out, so somebody fucking must have fucking grabbed it and put it up on there. I don't know how,
Yeah.
but yeah, in Path of the Withering Moon, we shit, it just never took, man. I don't know. There was something called the recession was going on during that time in this country, and it hit everyone really hard. And we were a new band, and nobody just I don't know what the fucking deal was, man. It's like it's who you know, but I mean, we were just young kids. I don't think any of the underground labels wanted to take a chance on us for whatever fucking reason. It sucked, but we had that, and then I ended up lost my lineup, and I ended up doing an EP with the guy that produced it, and he also did drums for it, and he ended up becoming full long-term member of Cryptic Fog, and I ended up the EP never went anywhere. Still during the fucking recession, mailed it out to fucking tons of fucking labels. No one was interested. Um, Finally, as I continued writing music. So like, well, let me back up here. So I did the EP. It was like 2011 to 2012. I got arrested. Fucking shit hit the fan. I got arrested for drinking and driving like a dumbass. Set me back a whole year. It took me a couple of years to actually fucking come back from that. But in the meantime, I was able to write the album Staring Through the Veil. I was able to. It took me 3 or 4 years to get that fucking album out, but it happened, and I did with Dan Klein. And I mean, that was finally a fucking label picked it up. Label out of Sweden called Blood Harvest, which
Nice.
not the greatest label, but they kind of screwed us on a lot of shit. But I guess, you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy that at least someone put the fucking thing out professionally. So
Yeah, I mean that actually clears up because that was one of my questions, like what the whole like delay was between demo and album, but that clears it all up. So really, all I'm gonna ask now is like some like backstories and explanation to the whole Ghoulish Grin project you got now as well.
all right, yeah, man. Like, so, you know, back up here a little bit. Okay, so 2017, I finally got Staring Through the Veil came out. Um, and the reason why I didn't like, I did between then. I also had a Death Doom project that kind of fell. Nothing. I wasn't able to get that taken off the ground. And it's actually good shit. You can hear it on my channel. I'm sure you may have listened to it. It's called Merch Stav. It's just the music. It's just drums and guitars. But how the whole Ghoulish Grin thing came above is so after I released the Staring Through the Veil, I ended up life happened for me, man. I all smack dab at fucking 29 to 30 years old. Like fucking, I met a girl, got married, and had a kid, bought a fucking house, and that took a big fucking lot of growing up. Took a lot of time, man, to like bounce back, and then so it took me a couple of years to get adjusted with that, because when you have a newborn, you can't. You're working on music and doing all this shit, partying. You gotta lay it all aside. I mean, you gotta focus on the, you know, relationships and, you know, responsibilities and shit. So I had to grow up pretty fucking fast, you know, in that aspect, because all of it was kind of new to me. Um, so a couple of years goes by, then the fucking pandemic hits. So, you know, having a newborn. Well, my kid was 2 when the fucking pandemic hit. That's about the time like he started growing up. My son did. That's about the time I started picking up and starting to try to write music again. And I thought like, well, I'm a family man now. Like I don't have the fucking ability to get with a bunch of guys and do all this shit. So Ghoulish Grin kind of came about, well, partially from me being a family man. Also, too, trying to get with the times a little bit because yeah, it's something I kept hearing over years and years. Your songs are too long. Your songs are too long. Your songs are too long. And in some ways, yeah, true, very true. And especially after the fucking pandemic, man, all these shorts, the TikTok shit, the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
YouTube shorts, like everyone's. So for me, I'm like, man, my music's not gonna stick. No one's gonna get what the fuck I'm doing. And not to say that I'm like trying to cater to a crowd, but man, I've worked my whole life on my spare time, like my passion is music, this extreme metal. Um, so I thought, I want to do something else. And then, of course, I'm kind of burned out. I've been playing long, epic songs for fucking years. It's been just something I've been doing for a long goddamn time. And I was like, you know what? I want people to really get what. One big part of my musical like journey and like or not let's say style has been speed, crazy shit. Like Cryptic Fog has all those elements, but you got all those melodic sections, all the long interludes and shit. I wanted something that more compact, more compressed, and I wanted to write like just straightforward, brutal. Like Ghoulish Grin was all about the brutality that Cryptic Fog had, but in like a more compact, compressed thing, and that's what I'm trying to do with it. And I want to get away from the Cryptic Fog stigma of too long songs and all that shit. So that's kind of how it came to being. If long story short, if that any of that makes any goddamn sense.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Also, you said something very true that it seems like when the whole COVID thing hits, it's as if the virus caused everyone to lose their attention span in the process. Like I didn't realize this until now that yeah, really, when the pandemic hit is really when that whole attention span thing just it changed everything. I don't know. It's also obviously has to do with certain generations coming up into the internet and such. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually great. Well, this is yeah. We could keep that in that part of the
Yeah, man. Like
internet, but
like
because I
and
actually have I have a really juicy point here to add next question. Actually, this one's so. Uh, it's kind of like a lead in here. So I saw Mike Shaw was actually part of Cryptic Fog at some point. But
yes,
what
man.
I was going to
Yes.
ask related to this is Mike Violate. What's the story? Like how you guys met and everything.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. We met in junior high. I was So I've moved around my area. I live in a place we call the region, Northwest Indiana, and there's a lot of small towns that they call cities that are all spread out between cornfields, farmland, factories, industry. So you got like a weird combination. And we're also very close to Chicago, which is the third largest city in the United States. So we've got like, but anyways, this little pocket, like you can move from one town to town, all within like 40 minutes away from each other. So anyways, like I ended up moving to where he was at in this town, little mill town, steel mill town called Chesterton. And I moved, man, I've had a pretty fucked up life. Many people have, but mine's my own journey and shit. Well, anyways, I ended up moving to the town where he was in, and I was like 14 or 15 at the time, and I've been into death metal for a couple of years, already. I was already, I wore the death metal shirts, I wore a leather jacket, pretty similar to the way I am now. Most fucking guys are. Haven't changed much. Um, and there was this job fair thing we all had to attend for school, and it was like I don't know, like what you want to be when you grow up, what you're gonna do, blah blah blah. It was a thing where it was like in a gymnasium, but they had all these little stands and shit set up. Anyways, there's a place where kids were sitting, and I just so happened to be sitting right next to Mike. I'll never forget it. And Mike was a punk kid. He had a mohawk, um, and I was a metalhead. But Mike, being the cool dude he is, he's still the same goddamn way. I'm a total fucking introvert, man. I'm not very talkative. Mike Mike will introduce himself. Fucking, he's just cool, and he just started talking to me, literally. And I don't know where the conversation went, how it came up, but he's like, so yeah, he's like, yeah, man. When I grow up, man, I just well, actually, yeah, we're at a job fair, so like, things you want to do with your life. He's like, all I want to do is fucking drink beer, live in a shithole fucking trailer, and be in a punk band. And I thought, like, this kid's fucking cool because already at that time I saw the movie SLC Punk. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's total fucking another great movie. Suburbia. It's just about misfit youth, fucking rebellion, but punk rock kids. And Mike was one of them. And I thought, man, this kid's fucking cool. And so, that's how we met. And then, of course, being in the small town we were in, we eventually both went to high school together, and we had some classes together. And I, still remember him from that job fair, that cool fucking punk rock kid talking to me, And I didn't know a lot of people in this town because I came from another town, and we're the same age. So one day, we had biology class together. Now here's something funny too about this biology class. So speak about fucking heavy metal. Our biology teacher, you're not gonna believe this, was related to Jason Newsted, the bass player of Metallica.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, fucking, it was his cousin. I'm not even fucking kidding, not making it up. His cousin was Jason Newsted, our biology teacher. His name was Jim Polite. Actually, fucking, my drunk ass gave Black Metal Jim this fucking tape. I can't get it back from him. I'm so pissed I ever fucking gave it to him. I was drunk, fucking wasted when I did it. But Jim Polite, our biology teacher, Jason Newsted's cousin, gave me this demo tape after the Black album. Jason Newsted went on to do some solo projects or different projects. He had this band called Irate. It's spelled I, capital R, the letter 8. Irate was the name of it, and it was a 3-song fucking demo. It was a death metal. It was a death metal fucking band. He did one. I think the guy that played guitar on it was from Strapping Young Lad. The singer, I think it was from Strapping Young Lad, played guitar on this. Jason Newsted did bass and vocals. I don't know who the fucking drummer was. Well, on this tape, my teacher gave it to me. He had a handwritten letter from fucking Jason Newsted saying, "Hey Jim," because Jim Polite, he's like, "Man, check out my new project, fucking Irate." So it's like this handwritten letter. My dumb drunk ass like gave it to fucking Jim when I was like 21. Can't get it back from him. His thing would be worth something, I think. No joke, but anyways, okay. So Mike and I had biology class together, and we could bring in music because the teacher was cool. Like fucking Jason Newsted's cousin, cool motherfucker. So we'd bring in music to listen to, like when we were doing our schoolwork, and I brought in I think it was Immolation, Unholy Cold, and Vital Remains, Dechristianized, and maybe a Nile album too. I can't remember. And I lent him the mic, and I lent it to him for however long, and he fucking came back a goddamn death metal head. It changed his life. He was totally into it. He ended up forming a band called Hatred with like somebody, and made a little demo tape. One of our buddies actually has. I don't know how he got it, but so me and Mike became really good friends after that. We had a high school band called Beast of God's Creation. It was and he joined up, and he played bass for us. And he'd come over to my house, like on, my grandma's house I was staying with at the time, uh, over on the weekends, and him and I would fucking hang out and listen to music, and just, we became really good fucking friends, and that's how I know Mike Violated.
Yeah, it's fucking great, and this actually is pretty tied to this. I've written "Shitfucker in Midnight." This is actually like about it popped up again from your video today. I noticed you talked about midnight, and I see every point you're making, and here and I'm actually going to go into this as well. But so speed metal for me, like Shitfucker is literally the first speed metal band I got into, and it's because of Mike Violate
Oh yeah,
making
yeah.
Drucifer play the music video for Sex Dungeon on the stream, and when he jumped on Drucifer's stream, and that music video converted me immediately into a fan of Shitfucker. I just knew I had to check out that album. I did, and boom, that's the first speed metal band I was ever like a full fan of. Because yes, everyone likes Motorhead and Venom, but I don't really call myself a speed metal fan from just that. So
See,
yeah,
same here, man.
but and Midnight is actually the second speed metal band I ever got into. So I understand why others might be like, okay, I've heard this before. You know, it's not anything unique. So for me, that's why I think that they're my favorite speed metal band.
Oh,
And I
there's
just,
nothing,
yeah, no,
not
I
at
understand.
all.
No. I'm not saying it's in, no.
All right,
But
right, of course.
for me, it's mainly I think it's the third. Yeah, I can check it out right now. Actually, which one it is because I have the playlist. It's the third album with the song "Crushed by Demons." That song for me is my favorite song they ever did, and I wish they did more songs like that because it's got more like a mid like more groove chugging thing going on and the whole I like the whole melody in the chorus, but I wouldn't go. I'm not going to go around and say Afternoon is like the new Van Halen or something. No, I'm gonna
Right,
just
right.
say I love it because it's like primitive music that speaks to the caveman within me. It's not complicated at all. I could pull Midnight's style off, but you know, but I understand why someone who's probably heard like I imagine you probably heard a bunch of speed metal before Midnight, so I understand like the whole like oh yeah because like they I think realistically it's just like they got picked up they got lucky and got picked up by a big label once they got a following and then
Yeah, man.
yeah
It's
boom
about who. It's sometimes it's about who you know, and it's something I learned like doing this music for a while. It's like when I was younger, if you weren't one of the fucking older guys already there, it's like they didn't give a fuck about you. When I first started out with Cryptic Fog, it's like like I went down to Texas to do a festival with shit. There was this thing called the West Texas Death Fest, and actually El Nacron, one of his bands was there, Hod. And I remember like going down there where we're just a bunch of fucking kids, so that's just how they treated us and looked at us, which is fine. I mean, rightfully so. But I just if you're not, it seems like if you're not already in it, man, I don't know. They don't know you. It's kind of hard for people to take you seriously, if that makes sense. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I feel like
yeah
Midnight must be like they were guys that were well connected already. They've been in because you got to think when Midnight started, they were already fucking old men. My age now. Back in mid early 2000s, it's like they don't want to deal with teeny boppers, man, and we were. That's exactly what we were.
Yeah, I mean,
Gosh.
it's pretty much a solo project except for live at this point. And actually, the third album is already when that happened. And the funny thing is, the third album, which is my favorite, is the last one he did on Hell's Headbangers before he got signed to Metal Blade. So my
Right.
favorite album is the one before they really got the Metal Blade seal of approval and the big following because of the exposure. Which is that's just how it is. Like you get picked up by a big label, bunch of people see that you're on this big label. I'm gonna check it out because,
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
What's funny about Hell's too, man. I thought about sending my Cryptic Fog stuff to them, but because before Staring Through the Veil came out, like we were shopping around at different labels, and Dan and I were talking. It's like talked about Hell's Headbangers. They're like, I don't think we're fucking goat enough, and I didn't know what that meant back then, but now I do a little bit now. I'm like, yeah, we're not goat enough, and
if
you know,
anything, I think you could send that Ghoulish Grin demo. I think he would probably like it enough to tell you to send in a bunch of copies for him to give away in orders like that. I don't know.
I
I
like.
hope so. You better.
Yeah, I like to try them. I'm a little nervous because I don't want to shoot myself in the foot because like his channel is pretty goddamn strong, and
That's the
people
thing.
watch it. They take what he says fucking seriously, man. So I'm like, fuck, man. This demo too. It's not my. This thing is not perfect. I was like, I
Yeah.
need to get something done this year. I need something solid that people can go back to in 2024. It's like been a goal because I didn't accomplish my goal of getting a record done like I wanted to. But I was like, I gotta do something, and at least it sounds like shit. I mean, it's not perfect by all means. And I've never produced anything myself either. Like this is all of this, the YouTube stuff, me recording my own music and doing it all, even programming drums, all of it's just fucking new, man. All of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I think it's a good shot because I mean I get it too because Lapolic said that to me too with like my album. I'm just gonna link you the Bandcamp page after with the whole CD and shit. But my favorite album I ever did is Paranormal Mind, mainly because it's sort of the connection between it being a concept album and also the fact that the songs came out as good as I wanted them to. Like I was possessed making that album. That's like a whole like you sold your soul to the devil. I might as well have done it. But
hell yeah,
with
it's
that
metal as fuck.
album, like Lapolic, he told me like, oh, you should send this to J Dog like in a payski. I'm like, this was even like he said that even before with my previous album. Just, there's like a trilogy of the Mind trilogy with Forbidden Mind. He said that to that one that I should send it into J Dog. I was like, I'm not sending it into J Dog. He's gonna fucking sit here and tear my fucking shit apart, and I'm gonna be like, why did I waste money?
Again, you know what? He might fucking dig it.
Yeah.
I think you know I'm probably gonna one of the reasons why I haven't sent the shit into him. For one, it's $50 fucking, man. I don't got
Yeah,
50
yeah,
bucks.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't got $50 to get it in fucking review.
Like
That's potentially
it's a
not
lot
him
of
liking it.
goddamn money for me. Yeah, it's a lot of money for me, man. You know, it's a whole tank of gas for work for a whole goddamn week.
Oh
No
yeah, I mean,
joke.
$50 I can get a couple vinyls instead.
Right,
Go
right,
to Osmos Productions, and
and
that's
two, right, exactly. I'm trying to get things settled too because like I need to. I'm trying to figure out how to make a metal archives, and yeah, I may sound very unprofessional, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that. You need physical media, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to figure out how to upload, like, make this physical for fucking Bandcamp, but I can't figure out how to do it. Like, you have to have special codes or some bullshit. I'm like, I don't know how to fucking do this shit. And Metal Archives, I would like to make a Metal Archives page because, like he said, you don't fucking exist unless you're on there, and he's got a goddamn point. And I know what he said about Bandcamp, but he's not wrong there either. Him and I are like really close in age, and a lot of the stuff he talks about, man.
yeah. I mean, that's the same. But yeah,
Yeah.
about I don't know what song this was on, but the first video that I saw of you playing was the video called Ghoulish New Riffs. If you
Oh, I remember you were discussing that in a live stream.
yeah.
That's just with my shitty video camera, man.
Yeah,
There's
but like,
nothing.
do you even like know what song you were doing there? Because it was like new riffs.
Yes, Funeral Wagon. It's on the channel actually
Okay.
in the playlist. Funeral Wagon's the name of the song.
Is that like a demo song? Because if you ever go to like make an album, that's got to be on there. Because
Oh yeah, it's
like I just have to say this that this is just me saying this out of pure amazing being amazed by what I heard like and saw for that matter like that trim picking and then that on the riffing. I gotta say you cannot come here and say you can't shred because that's right there with some shredding.
thank you, man. Thank you very much, man. That means a lot, for real. That's probably honestly one of the best songs I've ever wrote. Be honest with you, like in recent years, so like I amazed myself with that one. Be honest with you, I love no all the stuff that you're hearing, even in the shorts. All that is Ghoulish Grin. It's all going to be on an album, and I'm hoping at
Great.
some point in 2025. I can't say when, but hopefully sometime it'll all be on a fucking a mini album. I'm trying to make as long as I can, but like it takes me a long time to write this shit. Honestly, I put a lot of thought, and hard work into it, and it's not necessarily like I mean, Paul and I were having this discussion about what he does, but for me, it's not about impressing people as it is impressing myself, and like I know what I want to hear and a way I want it to be, and I'm a perfectionist at it, and it's frustrating because I wish I could just lay something down and be happy, and I'm not, man. I'm fucking not. It's like each riff is like trying to a piece to a jigsaw puzzle. But to make that piece, I have to make 30 other jigsaw puzzles, and a lot of them don't fucking work. And to find that perfect piece for the next part, it could take about a week. It could take 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
I really like writing the craziest fucking thing that I possibly can to challenge myself, my inner self. It's also a release. I like death metal has always been crazy music to me, and I'm a crazy person, and I like, especially in Ghoulish Grin, I want it to like really come out 110%, the best I could possibly make it. And like it's just like that's what I do. That's what this is about. It's like taking it, like all the crazy elements that Cryptic Fog had is I'm really trying to make like perfect it and make it into something beautiful and that I want to hear and something that blows my mind. I like to challenge. I like to blow, like amaze myself, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
growing up listening to this music, it blew my fucking mind, and that's what I want to do. I want to hear that again, like within myself, be able to do it. This band back, Perdition Temple, man, that shit in recent years, that blew my fucking mind. I want to do that. I want to write something that really like wow, yeah. Maybe it's nothing new, of course. There's nothing new about death metal. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. This music's been around for like fucking more than almost a half a goddamn century.
Yeah.
There's nothing new about it. You can't reinvent the fucking wheel. But you know what? You could continue to make it good, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do, man.
Yeah.
Make it good because there's so much shit, so much dog shit. So many guys want to pick up a fucking instrument, and be fucking brutal and cool, and look the fucking part, but they can't fucking do it. They can't fucking do it, and I'm so sick of it. And that's nothing new either. That's been going on since fucking Cannibal Corpse. So many guys wanted to do it and couldn't fucking do it, and somehow they all got on labels and made some shit. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah, it's been going on for a long time.
I can
It's worse now with the internet.
I can definitely agree with that. Which is that's also a reason why I think it's amazing that someone like you can go to my music and be like, oh shit, this is good. But it also makes me feel bad hearing you saying like one song can be like a week's like work or maybe like a riff or something, like because then I go because I try to relate, but then I have to admit that like the two song thing I put out the just to fill out my Christmas EP. I did everything: guitar writing, vocals, like drum programming, bass recording, and lyric writing. I did that for those two songs for that total of 8 minutes of music in literally one day. It was like a 6-hour project.
That's incredible, man. No, you're damn fucking talented. You know your scales and shit, and you know what you're doing, man. I'm not, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, because I don't know my scales in here. I know my scales in here, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know what they're called in here. I don't know what the fuck what's happening on the fretboard, but I know my hands know what they want to do essentially.
By ear, man, you definitely have some theory or some really good musical background, dude. That I can tell, man. Like like you definitely have an ear for it.
It's not musical theory in the classical sense. It's musical theory in the brutal sense.
Yeah, dude. No, it's good, man. You're damn very, very, very
That's
young,
why,
talented motherfucker,
yeah,
man. I swear.
that's
And
why
like
when
what?
I instead go to that's, but I can hear the difference between that and Paranormal Mind because I spent way more time on those songs and I can hear that personally, which I'm sure you will too. Uh, uh,
See,
yeah.
talk about like programming, man. I'm using one of these old fuckers. I don't know if that's
You
what
know what
people.
I'm using? This one
Yeah,
and this
yeah,
one.
Look, I'm very limited.
Sometimes even Controls V.
This thing's very limited memory. I've had it crash on me once. I lost all my beats, everything, and I had to rethink them all up. I had to. It's. But I wanted to do something more hands on. For one part of the reason is being anybody in this genre doing fucking drum machines, you're gonna get shit on hardcore. Like you're already gotten strikes against you. You're already fucked, kind
I
of.
mean,
And then so it's like I figured like if I do it hands on, maybe like I don't know,
I
I get
kind
some.
of see less of that now than I did a couple years back with the whole like drum programming thing, and I think I haven't even gotten that on my music yet. So I say yet because it might happen in the future. Not that I care, because I always make music for myself.
I feel like people aren't already going to take you seriously, you know, and I understand, man. Drum machines are, you know, I'm doing the thing out of necessity because I don't, for one, a drummer that can blast like how I need them, a drummer like that is going to have a fucking ego. Their nose is going to be this fucking long. Their ego is going to be so fucking high. That's just one aspect. The other, a drummer that's that good is already in 5, 6 fucking bands.
And they're gonna want some of this.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
And who the fuck am I gonna find, especially in my area? I'm close to Chicago.
That's like the
but
kind of
also,
thing you better have a buddy that's that good.
Exactly, man, exactly. And I do, but like he's in Chicago. He's,
Yeah,
Dan
and
Klein is.
then there's that problem. You have the distance instead. So it's like
There,
you can do session. You have to do like sessions, like go on big trips, and that gets expensive
yeah,
instead.
yeah, exactly, man. So like I'm doing the drum machine thing out of necessity, and especially like I said, I'm not if I didn't have a family and a home and work full time and bullshit, I would have time, but I'm not a young buck anymore,
You know,
unfortunately.
I'll put a $150. I do the drum machine on my music because I want to, because I approach it in the same space as like I think of it the same thing as what Paul said. I actually think he brought a great point with like comparing it to like Mortician's drum machine. Like, yeah, I just use it because I want to, I try to make my drums sound realistic. Like I'm not sitting here playing with velocity, the nerd shit, but I'm not putting 400 BPM blasts in the song.
Well,
No, I'm
even
trying to still make like realistic drum fills and passages and stuff that sounds musical and such and such.
I try to the same. I try to make sure it's not too fast, but also, I want to be. I'm looking at I'm into speeds like bands like Diabolic, Hate Eternal, Nile, Angel Corpse. I'm trying to go for that
I was
sound,
gonna say,
speed wise, anyways.
great minds think alike. Because I said in my head, I literally said that if George Elias can play it, it's okay for me to program it like that. And also in Hate Eternal, there's like you listen to what is it called? It's the album that's like gray and bluish. I forget. It's a later album.
King of all Kings,
No,
Derek Rody.
It's a later album, not with. It's
Phoenix.
It has the song Lake Ablaze, I think, as well.
Oh shit, I'm not good with names, man. I don't see where's my Hate Eternal records here? Hang on here.
I mean, I can look it up.
I got Hate Eternal right over here. Phoenix Amongst the Ashes.
Oh yeah, I think that's the one.
Phoenix
That's the one. That's the one. That whole album is like blasting like high ass like 250 plus the whole album pretty much, except for like one or two songs that are like a little more weird grooves.
Derek Rody wasn't on this one.
Yeah.
And have you ever heard the album King of All Kings?
Yes, I've heard all their albums.
Okay.
So, and like my favorite album is Infernus, the one with I forget Chase and Westmoreland. Oh, the first song on that album is just blasting, and I don't know, something about the Hate Eternal formula, which is relentless blasting with like super dissonant, evil riffing. It's that's the reason right there why I didn't feel bad about Eric Rutan's era of Morbid Angel and like the Steve Tucker thing. That's a big part of why I love Gateways. And also
all those records are great. And, I mean, Gateways came out. Gateways was like the first album I heard when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because it came out in 2000, and I was really, really young, man. I was like fucking 12 when that came out. But that sound was really popular in the underground with the triggers and everything. People don't like to fucking admit it. Everyone wants to shit on it now. If you go back to the early 2000s, that fucking triggered drum sound was throughout all fucking death metal. It was like a big thing. Yeah, like, and shit about it.
Pete's whole kit on like Gateways is like fully triggered, like 100% velocity on every drum. I think it for that style, and I think my favorite album is Formulas mainly because of the
Formula's
insanity of top to
nuts, dude.
bottom, and it's like it has
Formula's
it is
underrated
it's
Morbid record.
so much because of how variety packed it is. It has the super fast shit like Chamber of This and Heaving Earth and all that, and then it has some super slow, groovy, sludgy death metal stuff like Nothing Is Not
Yeah,
Enough.
kind of a little
It
atmospheric, man.
has
Like I
like
no,
it also has like an epic guitar solo like Invocation of the Continual One. That's literally my favorite guitar solo of all time. Like that album I take so much influence from, and I think a lot of people who say they take influence from it, they miss what make the album sound like them. Like the death metal part of like my the 8-minute Christmas song, that was like super Morbid Angel influence, like sort of like Covenant and On thing going on, right? And this solo was like full on Trey shredding. Like that's my idea, and then I put a little bit of, because I like Alexi Laiho of Children of Bodom, his shredding, and I also like Carl Sanders, so I put in a little of that too. But mainly like the whole whammy shit with like Trey, he calls it acid, and I just love putting that shit in. So yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, man. The dive bomb stuff, like the chaotic, noisy shit. I've always been a big fan of it. It's one of my signature things I do with lead guitar. You know, is that I've always
Yeah,
since
and
maybe I heard Slayer. You know,
yeah, and
you
I
know.
also do the melodic one because, as you saw in the black metal song before, so it's because like I don't know. I think it recent like ever since I'll say Forbidden Mind, I think my melodic playing after that album actually got better in terms of being able to do a melodic guitar solo. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I have learned over the years and such. But yeah, I was actually going to ask about the stories you commented about, if you remember, on my the video I had on my channel.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think one of it was that Shanto. One of your songs wasn't? Didn't I ask you about that? Was that what? Or
Oh, I don't know if you asked about that. I was talking about the stories you had. It was like I think it was like hanging out at a show and getting arrested, something,
oh,
and
my bad, man. I thought we were talking about like the songs, like the
yeah, yeah,
stories
yeah,
behind the
yeah.
song. Okay. Shit, man. I actually this is unprofessional. But I gotta take a piss. Can I be back in just a second? And I'll tell
Yep.
you. All right, man. Be right back.
All right, so I'll just shout out some shit for him in the meantime. You know, you guys gotta go check out his YouTube channel, Ghoulish Grin, and go check out his Bandcamp. Listen to his demo. It's good shit. Go check out Cryptic Fog. You know, it's all good shit. And of course, I got a Christmas EP that's coming up on the 24th. Probably like 6 a.m. Something. 6 p.m. probably 23rd for uh, Ohio time, such and such. It's weird time zone stuff. So, you know. And my album will be releasing in. Shit. Was it January 6th? Now I don't even remember my own release date. Oh well. Can only remember so much in these days. Anyways, I'm gonna play you guys the gayest song I know how to play. Oh, can't be playing no gay shit when he goes back. uh, there we go. I might even go to the video and pull it up just so I can, because he was talking about some like crazy stories. Let me see it. Just bring it up real quick. Might even hear my stupid ass voice. Nope. Alright, there we go.
All right, man. Fuck. I'm back. Sorry. grab some fucking beers,
In
too.
case you happen to give a fuck, I pull up my guitar and play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star when you were gone.
Nice.
And I said, can't be playing no gay shit when he comes back, because I said I was going to play the gayest shit I know. So yeah, I had pulled it up so I can actually word it word for word what I was going to ask. So you said the story when you got arrested after hanging out with Mike and Scott from Cyanide.
Yep, man.
Number one.
Actually, shit. There's a. Let's see if I can find the fucking picture.
That's great.
I got a picture. Give me one more second, sorry.
Yep.
This is part of the story.
Gotta get a photo album out.
Where are you? Got a picture that goes with this. Where the fuck is this? I don't lose all this. Let's see. Where is it? Should I have this ready to go? Oh man, I'm trying to find a picture. Fuck is it? This fucking thing. Other day. Where? Damn it. Not you. Damn, where the fuck did it go? Can't fucking find it. There it is. Bam. Shit. Sorry. It took me fucking forever. So sorry, man. This picture, this was I ended up using this for the Cryptic Fog. Yeah, I got arrested this same fucking day, this night. Damn. I was wearing my Vital Remain shirt. When we all went to do this photo shoot with Dan, I went to Chicago. And, yeah, it's like funny. Stuff like the Cryptic Fog album cover, like the insert. That picture, I got arrested that fucking night. I think I was like 23. Anyways, fucking, this picture was taken a few years prior to the album Staring Through the Veil. We were supposed to use this picture for the EP that never got released. We just ended up keeping it. So when, Staring Through the Veil, we already had a picture for the album. So I'm a little bit younger. When I did Staring Through the Veil, I was like 29 when it came out. This picture came out when I was way fucking young. I was like 23 in this picture. I was going to be 24, turning 24. This was in January. It's cold as fuck in Chicago. That's where I was taken. But anyways, after I did that photo shoot, I went out to my buddy Black Metal Jim. That he used to do an internet radio station. Him and a friend of his, and they invited Scott and Mike to come out to go on the radio show. So it was like in some dude's basement, his buddy's basement, when this was in Portage, Indiana. So me afterwards, like Jim's like, dude, you want to come out? Fucking Scott and Mike are coming out from Cyanide. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, why not? So I literally left Chicago, went over to Jim's, and it was a party. I mean, we're fucking hanging out, like they're interviewing Scott and Mike. I'm hanging out with them. We're all bullshitting, drinking beers, having a good old fucking time, man. And really good dudes, man. Scott is fucking probably one of the coolest dudes I've ever met in metal, like the underground scene. He's really cool. Fucking just a really good, just friendly motherfucker. Mike, on the other hand, nothing against Mike. Mike's cool too. But if you don't know Mike, like, he's not a guy who wants to talk to you. He comes off kind of an asshole, but he's one of those people that are, I think he just takes it
like a Glenn Benton guy.
Kind of, yeah. He's taking it all in. I think he's just like, yeah, he's annoyed by people, but you get a few beers in that motherfucker, he mellows out, man. He's really cool. Either way, he's cool. He's nothing wrong. I'm just saying, like,
with a six pack, then here you go, there you go.
Right. Like, he comes across like kind of dickheadish, but he's cool as fuck, man. Like, that's just part of his personality. But we're just, I even played the fucking EP at the time, like we were doing for them both, and Scott and Mike both fucking dug it, man. Like, it was the Haunted Past EP that never got released. But long story short, I was drinking a ton of beers. I went back to Jim's house afterwards, and there's this guy staying with Jim that did not like me, and I didn't like him. And I was supposed to crash at Jim's, so I wasn't supposed to be out drinking and driving. And what's also funny about this story of me getting arrested was Mike told me like they came out, Cyanide came out a few years back to do a show, and he got arrested in my area for a DUI. I thought, fuck, he was telling a story, and that's what happened to me that night. I got a DUI. But how it happened was I went back to Jim's house. This guy, Jim, was staying with Jim, didn't like me. I didn't like him. I went out to have a cigarette because I smoked back then. The guy locked me out of Jim's house. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's freezing balls. And I was like, you know what? I was like, fuck this. I don't even want to stay here. I was just pissed because I was like, that motherfucker locked me out. Fuck him. And I already been, I don't know how many beers I drank, man. I drank a bunch of fucking beers. So I get in my truck. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm going home. I'm driving down the highway. I got to take a piss just like I did now. So I stopped in the middle of the fucking highway, shut my truck lights off, and took a fucking piss in the middle of the highway. No cars around. Great. Pitch black. Get back in my truck. I get by the steel mill. This area is full fucking steel mills. Fucking pull right past a fucking cop sitting in the median. Pulls behind me, and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm going to goddamn jail. I just know it. I was like, well, maybe if I get my information out first before he pulls me over. Well, he's over behind me, just following slowly. So I'm like digging through all my shit, fucking swerving all over the fucking road. I can't find it. Like, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to jail, man. I knew it. I was like, I'm fucked. I'm going to fucking jail because I'm drunk. I'm fucking wasted. I'm like, so I was like, all right, man, you got to pull over sooner or later because I'm just still stalling because I just know I know what's coming. So I finally pull over into the median, and he gets out. What are you doing? I'm like, the only thing I can think of is like nothing. So it's like, oh shit. It's like, so I get out. I do the whole sobriety thing. I fail. I'm like, I just tell him, just take me to jail because like I'm fucked. I'm like, dude, just take me to jail. I'm drunk. You know, he was cool about it. He actually, you know, fucking. I sat and let me sit in the front. Took me up to the station, not the jail, because this area is weird. They have like police stations, but they don't have jails in them. They're like places of holding, but then there's like an actual county jail for the entire county. The county I was living in when this happened was Porter County. So they have one giant fucking enormous jail for the whole county. And on the way up there, like before he took me up, he let me actually trying to smoke a cigarette in fucking handcuffs is a bitch, man. But he gave me a cigarette at least. And then, yeah, that was it, man. I was in my leather pants. Like, well, this outfit, man, the shades, jacket. I was wearing my Vital Remain. I didn't wear the hat back then. My hair was much shorter, but pretty much similar to now, you know. That's my story for getting fucking arrested, drunk and driving, man. Not proud of it, but that set me back for a couple. That fucked me up for a while, man. I had a lot of bad shit went down after that for me. Like it really set my life back. I sadly had a falling out with Mike Violated at that time, you know, because I was staying with him and I was supposed to. I bailed on a fucking a lease. He signed a lease and I bailed on him. You know, I was in trouble, man. So I lost him as a friend for a couple of years. I fucking got my license taken away. I was riding a bicycle to work, and it was a rough fucking couple of years, man. Not a fun time in my 20s.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to take myself out of that fucking hole. So I don't recommend doing what I did, but I actually lucked out. It could have went much worse because I think I told you another story about some drunken shenanigans, but I laugh about it now, man. I was like, fuck. I was hanging out with fucking Mike Scott and got arrested for the first time, man. Yeah.
I guess the other one, it doesn't seem like there's much to add with the getting wasted, falling over the guitar player's amp with incantation. The only thing I don't know really about this is the bandana guy.
He's like, he's still in the band. He's like, he's not really a death metal guy. If you look at it, he wears like a leather bandana. He's always got a bandana on. he's the other guitar player. And he's been in Incan for a long goddamn time. He doesn't really fit the fucking bill, though, if you ask me. But he was someone who can, I think, is able to learn the songs and interested in enough. I don't know what the fuck his name is, but I was there was a smaller show in Illinois. I don't remember what the fucking name of the bar was, but a bunch of bands was playing. Incantation was headlining, and it's just a tiny little bar. This isn't even like a venue. It's like a little bar. I think it was the Brower House. I can't remember the name of the fucking bar. What the Anyways, I was prior to the show, I was hanging out with Black Metal Jim. Him and I used to go to shows all the time together. We used to fucking him and I and this other guy named Mad Brad, this other guy in a metal band from this area. Sadly, he passed away in 2020. But anyways, I used to go to shows with him and Jim a lot, and they were part of this organization called known as the the NYDM. Jim and Mad Brad were the Indiana chapter, the thing that Will Romer started up.
Yeah.
What is it? The New York Death Militia. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, I mean, I heard of it because I believe he talked about it in the interview J Dog did with Will.
Yeah, it's throughout the states and shit. It's cool. It's cool what it is. I mean, I didn't get into it because it's like I don't need to join a club to be metal, and that's kind of like why a lot of guys join it. It seems like, but anyways, what it is like it's an organization. Like you join, and if let's say there's a show out in the West Coast and you need a place to stay, well, these guys are well connected. You're gonna go see some bands and do whatever. Or if you're in a band, you're playing out in a different state, these guys will house you up and like set you up, and it's cool for what it is. But anyways, Jim and Mad Brad were part of the Indiana chapter of that, and they went to a lot of fucking shows, and I would go to shows with them all the time. But I did a lot of fucking drinking, and prior to this Incantation show, I was already fucking half lit, and I got to the show. I don't drink hard liquor anymore, man. I just never could handle it. I'm doing shots of hard liquor at the bar. Someone's giving me shots. I don't know, which was cool, but I could barely fucking stand. And I'm trying to like yeah, I can. I wanted to talk to the guys after they were done with their set, and I could barely fucking stand. And I don't really remember, but I fell over trying to talk to I think I was trying to talk to John or something. One of them has their fucking amp in their hand because it's one of those type of shows. It's not a big show. And I guess I fucking fell over. His amp fell off out of his hand or some shit. And I'm mumbling. I'm like, hey, man, you know about this album from back? And I'm trying to fucking talk.
Hey, man, oh, sorry, I just knocked your fucking amp out.
Yeah. He's just trying to fucking.
I don't know if it's actually true, because after the 2023 album, there's a new guitarist called Luke Shively, and he's a young buck, 32 years old, with long blonde hair. So I think.
Okay, this must be really more like prior, but like this guy played in Incan for a while though. I can tell you that.
Was it the Sony guy?
It might. It probably. I don't know his name.
I think
he definitely didn't think
it might be this guy.
Yep. That's that guy. Yep, that's him. Yep.
Oh wow, he really was. Yeah, he was in there for only 2017 to 2019.
Yeah, but he did a lot
live from 2014 and then some in 2002 to 2004 as well.
Yeah, he been in a live lineup for a long time.
Okay, so he's not really lucky, but he knows how to play death metal at least.
Exactly. He's just one of those fill-in guys who's good at really good at guitar, like a
session guy. That could be. I can imagine that could be quite the situation.
Yeah. So like my drunk ass man, fucking I pissed Jim off that night too, because like Jim was all embarrassed. He's like, man, learn how to handle your fucking liquor. Dude, I'm 5'3", man. I'm 5'3" at that time. I only weighed like 120 pounds. There's no way. I'd always fucking get drunk and act stupid, man. Especially like I was drinking fucking hard shit, So it was, and on the way back, I don't know, like I had the fucking drunk munchies. I needed something in my stomach, man, because I've been drinking all goddamn day. And I'm like, let's go to White Castle, man. I don't know if you ever heard of White Castle. It's like
Yeah, I
these
heard of
little
it.
tiny hamburgers. And they're fucking open 24/7 a lot up here in the Midwest in a lot of places. It's a perfect place to go when you're fucking smashed. I was like, let's go to White Castle, and Jim's like, shut up back there. We're not going to fucking White Castle. I'm like, White Castle. He's like, say it one more time, motherfucker. Say it one more time. I was like, White Castle. And Jim's a big dude, man. He comes back there, fucking slugs me like fucking 3 times, and I'm like, just knocks me on my ass. I shut up after that. I'm like, God damn,
uh,
Jim's like, told you, motherfucker. He was.
Man, I know about White Castle because I'm
we,
a big American fanatical.
we
Yeah.
Brad still took us to White Castle. Long story short, we still White Castle, and I didn't. I went back to Jim's house, fucking smashed. I shouldn't have been drinking and driving. Jim and I got in a huge argument. I was like, you know what, man? Fuck you. I'm out of here. I drove home drunk. I shouldn't have done it. This was stupid. Luckily, I didn't get arrested again. But
Yeah,
I
I
didn't talk.
mean,
I didn't talk to Jim for like 6 months after that.
I told this on fucking
Drunken
Shredbeards.
shenanigans.
I told
You
this
know.
on Shredbeards when I was on his channel. I literally went like I don't remember, but it was like a fucking long ass walk in Stockholm. I kind of used the Entombed cross from the back of Left Hand Path as an excuse to do it, taking a photo there, and I used it for a single. It's actually a bonus track on my album that's coming out, and I don't know when now because I forgot my own release date. Look at this guy. I even like went out of my way to send the files early and schedule a release date, and I even told it on Shredbeer's channel. I don't even remember. Was it January 6th, January 4th? I don't understand. I don't even know this shit, man, anymore. Because I forgot, and because I got too focused on my own shit. But I literally went down to KFC just to get KFC, essentially, and then walk back to the hotel before Cannibal Corpse show. And my legs walking back to the Cannibal Corpse show with, like, the long-ass hike Scaroony before. Oh man, I should have been. I could have been crawling back. But the funny thing is, what I did to make the walk back is, keep in mind this is like 2-3 a.m. after a Cannibal Corpse show headlining in Stockholm in like middle of the night. I'm walking around screaming, like growling the lyrics to Decency Defiled, and there's like an old lady walking. It's like Decency Defiled. So yeah.
Oh, so
The only other one that there was like a story is the time you flipped a car across the highway. That one's pretty curious, I gotta say. That.
oh man, more drunken shenanigans. I was much younger when I did that. If any time I should have got arrested, it should have been that fucking time. Oh man, look, my 20s, man. I had a lot of issues, but I don't want to go into all that. But I had I was seriously fucking crazy alcoholic in my 20s. I still like drink now, but not like that anymore, man. But I think I was 20 years old, and at the time I was staying with my grandmother. It was a horrible time. Like my grandmother was like true sense sociopath. What do you call that fucking what's that fucking crazy disorder like not split personality, what's that other one, borderline, man, borderline.
Okay.
One of the fucking worst disorders a person can have because it makes them a bad person. So she was like sociopath, borderline, fucking she was a bad person. Anyways, I was staying with her at the time, and the house was a big fucking party 24/7, not a good one either, you know. Anyways, I was drinking a lot, man. I was drinking fucking, you ever had Jägermeister? You ever drank
Oh,
Jaeger?
I love it with Coke because I love licorice and it tastes like it.
I used to drink Jägermeister all the time back then. That's something I don't drink anymore. Not to say that I don't love it. It just makes me a crazy motherfucker. But I was just slamming beers, drinking fucking Jägermeister, and I was like, "There's keys in my grandma's car." And like, one of our friends was there. I was like, friends from high school, because like I said, this was a big party. I was young, man, like 19, 20, and I was like, let's go for a fucking ride. Me and my buddy Mike Violet actually knows this kid. I was like, hey man, you want to go for a fucking ride? Not Mike Violet, but the friend that we both know. I think his name was Brett. Brett, yeah, I was like, Brett, you want to go for a fucking ride? Let's like smoke some weed. Let's go have some fun. So let's just take a joyride because it was something we used to do like growing up. We always went on booze cruises, we'd call them. Like we drink, go fucking out drinking on the back roads. There's nothing to do. Listen to metal, smoke fucking joints. Get drunk and fucking drive. Well, this particular time, I was too fucking drunk, and I didn't, for some goddamn reason, I didn't have my shoes on, so I'm like fucking barefoot. It's fucking cold too, man. I mean, this is like in the springtime. We still have snow on the ground. Like in April, this is early April.
Oh yeah,
it was still fucking
Sweden.
Right. Oh yeah, you guys are further fucking no. You guys are north, man. But yeah,
It's
but you get it.
it's
Like
kind of
yeah,
like Canada here, pretty much. Basically the same.
right, right. Well, North Indiana, we're a kind of northern state,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
right on the lake. But it's fucking cold. So like I didn't have any shoes on, but I was drunk. I was like, let's go for a fucking ride. Let's get the fuck out of here because my house was always chaotic and I always wanted to leave. And so I was like, grabbed the fucking keys of the car, and fucking got in there and slamming beers, fucking chugging fucking Jägermeister. And I'm fucking so fucked up. I think we went to a drive-through. I don't know if we ordered anything. I actually don't fucking remember. Drove out of the drive-through. I'm driving, and we're on a highway. And at some point, I'm pulling a fucking Jim Morrison, man. Jim Morrison was a fucking maniac. You ever seen one of those old videos of the Doors? Jim Morrison all fucked up behind the wheel. I was kind of like doing that kind of shit, driving like a maniac. And my buddy Brett's like, dude, like, can we go? Like, let's go back. I was so wasted and fucked up. I was like, how do we get back, man? Like, he's like, turn here. I don't remember anything. Like the car fucking flipped.
Oh.
I'm driving like a man. I don't. Car fucking flipped. We ended in a ditch, I think. Or it's like I'm still trying to like put the car in gear. I told the car, but I'm so fucked up. I don't even feel it. All I feel is like just. I'm like can't really see. I'm like, what the fuck? The car won't fucking move. The car's up on this side, and I climb out. Thank God he's okay too. But he was just as fucked up as I was, man. I mean, we both were fucked up. So he climbs out of the car. Cops are on their way, and we're on a highway, but there's like woods across. I just fucking only thing I could think of was like a trucker pulls up because there's semi trucks all over this place. They're this area. Crossroads of America. So this trucker's like, "Hey man, the cops are on their way." I fucking darted in the goddamn woods because the woods are just pitch black. So I run off into the fucking woods. Brett, someone just so happened to be driving by that knew him at that fucking moment and picked him up. Thankfully. So if I would have stayed, the cops would have threw the fucking book at me. So I run into the woods. From a distance I could see all the police lights and shit. I lay down in the woods because I'm so fucked up. Also, I'm kind of concussed too because like I hit my head when the fucking we wrecked. My foot's all swollen up. So I'm laying in the woods. I look up and I'm like, man, I'm so fucked. My life's over. Finally, all the cop cars disappear. I see all the lights disappear. So I just started walking. I was like, I don't even know where the fuck I'm at. At this point, it's like finally found a road, made my way back home. Long story short, the cops came to my grandma's house and said, we found your vehicle, but there's no evidence of me to link anything so I wake up the next morning. She's like, we got to go to the police station. You need to take a police. I wrecked the fucking car. So she drives me up to the police station, and I just say, hey. And I got in a wreck. I hitched a ride. He's like, what? You hitched a ride? I was like, yeah, somebody picked me up. He's like, well, the state can come back on you for hit and run. Thankfully, they didn't. The cop was like bored. Not bored. The cop didn't want to fucking do the paperwork, so he didn't even pursue it. No harm, no foul. I wasn't there. They didn't even give me no shit. I just said, I got a ride. That's why I was scared. I was fucking 20. I played it off being a kid. Sometimes that might help you when you're young. if you're in a situation like I was. So nothing came of it, thankfully. That's my crazy shenanigans. I don't recommend anyone doing that. I mean, unless you can get away with it.
Yeah, that's usually
Because
the trick.
it used to be a rite of passage to wreck your first fucking car, get drunk in America. If you get drunk and wreck your car, it used to be like a rite of passage, but not anymore. I mean, fucking like Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, all kinds of shit's gone down since then. I don't recommend it now. Don't do that shit, man.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like
Like
I was
you could kill
gonna.
somebody. You could definitely kill somebody doing that. And luckily, I didn't kill my friend. You know, you know,
Yeah.
and like I could, yeah, I could have went a fucking totally different route. I was a fucking idiot when I was younger, but yeah, man, drunken shenanigans.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I drink any liquor, I only drink either Jaeger, Jim Beam
Yeah, here's
bourbon, or
urban. Ooh.
what the hell is it called? The spiced black rum. It's
Ooh,
fucking
Captain Morgan.
the Kraken actually, and I only do half shots, and the rest of the glass is literally Coca Cola, and I just drink it because of the added flavor. For example, for Jim Beam bourbon, that's my favorite added flavor from
Jim,
a whiskey, and then for
dude, Jim. If
yeah.
I'm gonna go with bourbon, Jim Beam's like one that won't get me in trouble, not too much anyways, because like I don't know what it was about with me and whiskey, like bourbon specifically, like the corn liquor. Bourbon's a special type of whiskey, you know. It always puts me in a. I like it, but it always gets me down in a shitty, fucking low feeling where I'm depressed and angry, and I don't know. It's just like something my grandpa used to say is like, and Jack Daniels is a style of bourbon. It's a style he wouldn't drink. He's like, it talks to me. It's like, and I
Oh yeah.
know what he means by he gets you into some damn trouble, you know. So,
I literally
but
yeah.
Jim Beam's not so bad, yeah, man.
I
Fucking, but
literally
I don't.
like have a thing that's like Jack and Jim. That's my go to. Those are my buddies if I ever need them. But actually, my favorite's been becoming the Jack Daniel's honey thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've
With
had it.
Coke, that's it's like it tastes an extra honey flavor in Coca Cola, and it
Right.
gets you a little. For me, the both Jack and Jim and whiskey in general, I've also been able to drink malt whiskey and get the feeling I get from whiskey isn't the same. Like if I drink 5 or 4 ciders in a night, I'm fucked the next day. If I drink 10 drinks of what I put of whiskey, I'll wake up the next morning feeling fine. I'll be fucking hungry as shit, but I'll be fine.
I mean,
So
everyone's different. You know,
yeah,
everyone's different. You know, it's all the. And that's the thing they can never figure out with alcohol, and it affects everyone. And different types of alcohol do affect you differently. Like I found over the years, I just stick with beer. It's certain types. You know, like when I was younger, I used to drink a lot of something called ice beer, and it's a shitty fucking. It made me wild and crazy. I did a lot of stupid shit. I don't drink ice beer no more, and I don't drink malt liquor, which is another shitty form of beer. Two forms I don't drink that just out of because I've done a lot of
I
stupid shit off of it.
I don't like malt whiskey because I just say it just tastes like a beer to me. So I mean,
Wait, what? What do you mean malt whiskey? I never heard of that malt whiskey.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like Scottish whiskey or whatever is the like red label stuff and like that. That's called considered malt whiskey.
Uh, I thought you mean like single malt. Are you talking about single malt whiskey, where it's
I mean,
just distilled in one cask?
like I've
Like it's not
literally
like.
seen it be called malt whiskey.
Okay,
Yeah, so
okay. I'm not an expert in all this stuff.
essentially it just tastes like a beer, but it's 40%, and so I didn't enjoy that too much.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, so because of the malt flavor, yeah. But yeah, actually,
But yeah,
before literally since like I don't know how many. I mean, could basically add it up like 6 hours worth of movies. Essentially, is what I did before the Shredbeard stream was apparently live already. I watched horror movie. I had a horror movie night. I wanted to add this in case I had time for it because goddamn, this is like a crazy revelation because it's also a weird coincidence that all 3 of these had one thing in common, that all 3 of the movies I watched in one way or another is either like very partly based on a true story or directly based on a true story. So I started with The Hills Have Eyes, never seen it before, but I really wanted to see that because one, this member has a song called named after it, and also Morton Red talked about the original, so I watched the original with the guy hanging
And
himself. And apparently, the guy
Mortician
hanging
is
himself wasn't in the remake or whatever. So I was like, well, why the fuck would I watch that? And so I watched the original from '77. I was like, fuck, this is a really good movie. And it turns out that was actually based on like a I don't know if it's a true story because it's based on a legend of a Scottish cannibal. So,
Oh, what's his name? What's his name? Sean Bean? No, what's the fuck is it?
yeah,
What's it?
so
Scottish
you at
cannibal?
least heard about it. Yeah, so like based
I
on
know.
supposedly true story, right? So
Yeah, no, I know the cannibal you're talking about. Also, Deeds of Flesh did Trading Pieces. I believe they did some music, or it's based on this guy. I know who the fuck you're talking about. His name's Bean. I think it's Bean. Maybe I know who you're talking about. Forgot the
hopefully
fuck
not
his name.
Mr. Bean.
No, not Mr. Bean, man.
But
Mr.
yeah,
Bean's cool.
and then I watched the probably the most real story based movie. I watched The Conjuring, and I'll say it like this: I literally sent a voice message to my friend on Instagram. I was like, I was telling him like, I watched The Conjuring. I love it. Don't watch it. It's like because that I don't know I like I
I
said
like those
before,
movies.
I have the album Paranormal Mind, and that doesn't. I don't have that concept album for no reason. I have that because I'm a very big like fan of paranormal shit and a very fond personally like personal like I don't know what other people. I don't care what other people think, but I personally believe in that stuff. So when I go into The Conjuring, okay, so for me the worst part is the first hour of that movie, and then the second hour it's like easy watching. But the whole package, and then the ending with like the climax with the girl being thrown around the house and the exorcism at the end. I don't know. That doesn't sit well with the old guy here because I'm not exactly fond of that stuff. But so that's why I said, oh, I love the movie. Don't recommend it because I don't recommend watching it for anyone like that wants to sleep tonight. I'm surprised. Yeah, and then
I got all those fucking movies, man, and it's
yeah,
funny.
and
Funny
then
you mention.
I rewatched because I've seen. I don't know if I've seen the whole movie, but I know I've seen like from like the last 30 minutes of the movie uh, in my childhood with my mom, The Shining, and in my head, in
Shining's
my
great.
head, I literally said to myself that from my child, like from what I remember, The Shining is my favorite horror movie ever, next to The Exorcist. Because The Exorcist I actually remember watching fully with my mom and friend, because it's one of those movies that they air it on TV like a bunch. So that's not gonna disappear from like the movie channels or anytime soon. That's a classics that meant to stay.
And
And same with The
Shining,
Shining
great.
too. So I thought that was a childhood favorite, but then I watch it now and I'm like, oh man, this might actually be like I literally said it to my friend. The only movie that I think I might like more than this, by the Nun's pussy hair, which is like they don't even have pussy hair, is the Disney movie Cars. That's the only movie I might like just a smidgen more. After watching this, like the I googled it while watching, like during one of the like slower scenes when I'm able to like focus because there was no dialogue. There's like and still watching like the whole thing with like how it's like because I loved it and I was wanting to see if it was like a common theme for Stanley Kubrick that the movie had like a very nice slow and even pacing, and apparently there were people who were like, oh, this guy's fucking overrated. Like, whoa. So apparently it is pretty common. But I like that because it's like you get like even in the start when the family is driving in the car and the guy is like not going insane yet, you can see like something's not right. Something's not not all screws are in this guy's head already. And then like the car with the way he talks to his kid, I forget what it was he said. But
It's like, yeah, See, he's talking. Yeah, he's having a conversation.
They
What
were
the
talking about
hell?
like
Yeah. See, he learned it
cannibalism.
on the TV.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's just like, oh,
Yeah, it was about
cannibalism.
cannibalism.
It's okay because you learn
Yeah.
it on the TV. Like, setting like all this
Yeah.
creepy. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
he might be sane right now, but he's already not fully bolted up. And th- I think,
I think too. If a little Easter egg is when he's getting interviewed. I think he's reading a magazine. I believe it's a Playgirl magazine.
oh my
I
god,
think. I
yeah,
think. It's been a minute since
the
I've seen it, but like,
my so my favorite part about the pacing is that the they show the increasing insanity, because the thing that makes him go insane is that he gets so consumed in his creativity and writing that it just fucks his
well,
mind up and gets so
did
consumed.
you ever see Doctor Sleep?
No.
You need to see that because it's a direct sequel. It's a good one.
Oh,
Actually, it's really,
sequel.
in my opinion,
It's a sequel also.
sequels. Yeah, it's a sequel. It just came out not too long ago. Doctor Sleep,
Okay.
and it's Danny grown up, and it kind of briefly gives what The Shining is, and Jack had it, or I think his dad name is Jack had the Shining a little bit,
Jack
but he
Torrance.
drank. Yeah, he drank to repress it, and the hotel Overlook is that's where all the monsters feed on people that have the Shining, and I mean, so like Jack was kind of set up in a sense. It's like he wasn't really as bad as they make it seem. Like he kind of, if you could level with him, the guy had issues, but
Yeah.
the demons hotel fed on that. They knew it, right?
Yeah,
Like it was
and
like.
like for me, I interpreted the movie in my way, which is that sometimes it's like you can like really overwork yourself on your own creativity. Not, most people are not going to go to that level, but like you can see how the correlation can be drawn. But also like the way they build up the like growing insanity of Jack, like it grows over time, and in the
Oh yeah,
literally
I
like
mean,
an hour in, I was like, "There's no way he's gonna get more insane." Like I thought an hour in that he was gonna start killing his family, like gonna try. I thought it was scene was coming already, and then he got even more and more and more insane beyond what I believed he could.
it was the ghost liquor, man. It was the ghost Jack.
Yeah, and
It
and then
it was the fake alcohol. That's what did it, man.
yeah, and then at the end it just it's like at the end when he finally reaches that boiling point. It's like wow, it's like this at that
Here,
point he's like
Johnny.
beyond saving. There's like nothing you can do to redeem this man at this point. His brain is fully just psychopath now, and
There's actually there was a straight in the '90s. They made a TV series. If you're into this, if you could look it up, find it. I don't know the internet, but they made I have it on VHS, a dual VHS, The Shining, and it kind of like he kind of does try to redeem himself. I think like he blows the whole place up. Tries to let his son live or whatever. It's been a while since I've seen it, but if you look it up, there's a Shining TV series from the 1990s.
oh, like an alternate version. Yeah,
Yep,
okay,
yep,
that's
pretty much of the movie. Yeah, and it was a straight to like it was what I mean TV like it went straight to like disc or something like you had to. Anyways, I got like a double VHS of it, and
yeah.
so if
Oh
you're
man.
interested, if you can find it, if you can find it, oh fuck it, the call. I mean, it's The Shining, but look it up. Yeah,
Yeah, and
and
the fun.
Doctor Sleep, man, watch Doctor
Yeah,
Sleep.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Doctor
really
Sleep.
good.
I'll actually write that down to my like thing here, because I wrote down the other thing you told about. Wait, was that? Yeah, I think you told that. I think something like SC Punk.
Oh, SLC Punk,
Oh yeah,
SLC
yeah,
Punk.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'll just correct it. And
Do you can you get Tubi where you're at? You ever heard of Tubi?
dude, I'll probably be able to find it on the my little computer knowledge here. The
Well, Tubi. Okay, so like they call it a smart TV. Thankfully, I got one of these motherfuckers. It has apps on it like a computer or
yeah,
a
yeah,
phone, man. And on it, like, there's a free streaming app. Like, you know how they have Netflix and shit like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's Netflix or Tubi. It's Tubi. It's a free fucking streaming app that has all this shit on there, man. A lot of shit you can find. Old movies from back in the day, like just shit metalheads would like. Just totally shit metalheads
Yeah.
would like. I mean, just splatter films and just stuff in the 70s. It just doesn't end. I love this streaming service. So
Yeah, I do
anybody's out
too.
there
I'm a
that likes it,
I'm a
no,
complete
yeah.
torrent guy, honestly.
A what?
A torrent guy is like downloading it essentially.
Okay, okay, right
Yeah,
on, man.
but the funniest thing, like, cause I actually like. Oh yeah, I was gonna say The Shining was actually like. I think you probably might know it. It was based on like the sort of. This is why I say partly based on kind of a true story, not the movie itself, but like it was based on Stephen King's dream he had of like I think it was like a possessed fire hose chasing his son, and I just like looked into that and found it so crazy. And
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's similar to like the dream Jack has in the movie, like but different of himself
I,
killing.
you know,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I'm guilty because like I do read, but not like as much as I should. So like when it comes to the Stephen King stuff, I've not read many of his books, but I love the fucking what he did, his work, but like what it's based on, the movies. I love the fucking movies,
Yeah.
and I'm guilty. I'm one of those motherfuckers that's guilty of not reading his books as much. I've read a few, but like I haven't like which one I read some of like the short stories. The first short stories I ever read was Psycho the Werewolf, and they turned it into a movie called Silver Bullet. Came out in the '80s. It's a werewolf movie. Fucking one of my favorites. Gary Busey plays in it. Fucking love it. But I'm one of those people that I'm just kind of guilty of not reading his books and just only watch the movies. But they're good, man. It's great horror shit, man. I love it. Can't help it. Um, I'm trying to think of another good one. You know what? There's a Pet Cemetery.
Oh yeah, I
You
think so. I think you said that in my comments actually.
Dude, Pet Cemetery is one of my favorite fucking horror films of all time. Like, it is fucking scary as shit. And there's no fucking happy ending to it. So you haven't seen Pet Cemetery, and not the new one. Fuck the new one. You got to go on in the '80s, and then they made a sequel in the '90s. I love the sequel as well. It's it's not based. The sequel is not actually based on a Stephen King book, but it leaves off where the first one does. It's good. Two of my favorite fucking horror flicks is first Pet Cemetery, the second one. Yeah, dude, fucking, you gotta check it out.
I'm trying to find what the hell date I said to this person when I wanted to release. Oh, yeah, it was January 6th. I wasn't wrong. There we go. That's the release of my album. Forget it. But
How
yeah,
ironic, man.
so I looked
Everyone
into like wait, what?
changed. It's just funny. You say January 6th, and in my country, everyone just thinks the, these dumbasses decided to, like, I don't know, go against the Capitol in 2021. So when you say January 6th, it's just like a thing.
Okay, as that the
Which is funny.
date.
Yeah,
Uh,
it happened. Like these people like decided like to
yeah,
storm
I
the
mean,
Capitol.
I heard, and the Iced Earth guy was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he's from Indiana too, man.
It runs in the blood. But yeah,
Dude, Hoosiers are nuts, man. We're fucking nuts. I don't know what if any musician from Indiana, any famous person from Indiana is fucking nuts. I don't know what the fuck, like
yeah.
David Lee Roth, fucking Axl Rose, man.
Yeah, I mean, David Lee Roth did tons of fucking drugs, probably.
Axl
uh,
Rose.
I,
Can't believe Axl Rose is an ACDC. Fuck.
yeah, that happened. But yeah, I was just gonna say, I looked up bizarre facts, like, about the movie as well. Some of them, like, the one that stood out to me is the fact that to make, funny enough, his actual name is also Jack, the actor, pissed off for those scenes. they made him eat cheese sandwiches because he hated them. So that's the funniest thing that I was saying to myself, dude, if someone can become that pissed from eating cheese sandwiches, I ain't gonna give them none.
Dude, I could be because I fucking hate American cheese. And like what they put on a cheese sandwich in this country, it's just this yellow, nasty fucking garbage.
I don't know what American cheese is. I think we have like a replica of American cheddar cheese, like the like fucking square ones.
Slices,
but I don't
yeah.
even know if it's even remotely the same thing.
It's what they put on a fucking cheeseburger, like at McDonald's or something. So
Yeah.
like if you go to McDonald's,
I mean, I like it here at least, but I don't know
okay,
if it's like different in America. So that could still be different.
yeah, the cheeseburger there is probably very similar. I would imagine. So like, it's just nasty yellow slime. It tastes like fucking shit, man. I don't even really like cheese because
Oh,
I just
actually,
don't.
I don't know because the thing I've heard is that a lot of people eat McDonald's in like other countries and find that it's like better quality than the country it's meant to be good quality in.
I've heard that too. No, man, our country's a bunch of assholes, man.
That's what I want to find out. Like, that's like, how the fuck is it like? Is that kind of like one of my like bucket lists? Like, I'm like whenever I visit America, my bucket list is to meet some cool ass dudes. Visit mainly Houston, spend a lot of time there, and then try out a bunch of fast food and such. See if it's like, if some of the things that people say is as bad as it is, and if some of the shit is as good as people say it is as well. Because some people say like certain shit is like the godsend of fast food.
See, I'm in a place where the Midwest here, people put cheese on fucking everything. Like, if you order a burger, they automatically
so they just get
cheese
like the
comes.
cheapest cheese and just throw it on there.
Yeah, but people just love cheese in general. Me, no, man, I fucking hate.
I realize that because like mac and cheese, like that's such a popular thing. But that's like
Yuck.
I don't want
Uh,
cheese in my macaroni. Like I like a
no,
cheeseburger with like
finally, finally,
but
someone
like
fucking gets it.
like cheese in my macaroni. I've tried. It's like I
Yeah.
can if
No,
I'm
it's
if I'm
it's just
starving.
powder.
Like it's like if I'm starving, sure. But if like otherwise, if I have a choice to eat that or like just some normal sauce or anything else,
Dude,
I'd probably
dude,
like again. I'd
I'd rather have a
ketchup.
plain. I'd rather have a plain. So growing up poor, mac and cheese was a fucking staple because I fucking
I
hated
mean,
it.
the thing is, that's probably like just like a goop version of the processed American cheese.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, it's and people fucking love it, man. They
Yeah.
just living in the Midwest here, man. Cheese is they put it on every goddamn
Dude,
thing.
mac and cheese.
Okay.
That's probably like a
Pe-
whole U.S. wide.
Dude, it's fucking gross. I fucking hate it, man. And I'm not trying to be whatever. I don't fucking like it. I don't like cheese on my hamburger. The only thing I like cheese on is pizza. That's it, man. But it's gotta be a pizza. It's gotta have the red sauce on it. It's gotta have meat on it. Not that fucking shit that they try to make now, claiming it's pizza with white sauce and garbage and bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very
The
I'm
thing
very
for
picky,
me is
man.
that we have. I've grown up with the cheese we have, and I don't know if our cheese is different because we have like Swedish cheeses. Like we have one that's literally called priest cheese. We have household cheese, and we have Gouda, which might be more known.
No, we've got
Gouda
Gouda,
is
but
like what I get
you
to put
got
on my burgers. Like literally, that one's like goated in my opinion.
I don't man, like if I'm gonna do cheese on a burger, and we're talking food now, it's got to be grilled. The burger has to be grilled. It's got to be a spicy burger. It's got to have some fucking hot peppers on it, and the cheese has to be spicy. The cheese has to be spicy, but the cheese has to be caramelized. It's the only way I want to eat cheese on a burger. But
Yeah,
American cheese don't. American cheese does not caramelize on a burger.
Oh yeah,
It don't.
I've seen that. People like taking a torch to it and it's like not burning.
Yeah, it won't caramelize. It's just slime. It's fucking disgusting, man.
Yeah.
I don't fuck American
It's
cheese.
like
It's garbage.
plastic almost.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And it tastes like shit. It's fucking milky. It tastes like vomit. I don't. I don't.
I
I
actually
don't like.
that's one thing I'm gonna have to add that to my bucket list of going to America. I'm gonna have to try to see just how horrendous it is. Just scientific research. Like again, I might like it more than you do, but probably not so much to compare to
Well, then
like good old
I'm an
Gouda.
except. Wait. I'm an exception to the rule, man. I don't.
No, I
I'm not a
the
big
thing here is like
cheese lover to
I
begin with.
I think
I'm very un-American.
I'll still probably like for burgers. I'll probably prefer like cheddar cheese over like any like processed like full like
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking
I don't like cheddar. I don't like cheddar
yeah.
cheese. It's
I
too
mean
strong. Tastes like
I don't give a fuck what
garbage.
people like on their pizza or food like that. Like I'll hear people out like. But like, like for example, there's at least something we can understand, like the mac and cheese thing, like that. No, it's
Oh, dude,
like
shake your hand on that
I'll
one,
take
dude.
ketchup over that any day of the week. Like
I fucking
pasta.
love ketchup, man. I
Yeah,
love ketchup,
and
dude. Being a poor kid, ketchup was my savior, man. Fuck.
speaking of like spicy shit, I was like I bought the tahine because I bought some. Also, they're still there. The no, now I don't know how to use my hand, but somewhere in that vicinity, there's some Mexican bottles of the Jarritos, the drinks, and I bought those in like because we have a Swedish store that sends a bunch of shit from America and also Swedish shit for some reason, overpriced as fuck as well for the Swedish shit. But
Do you get Tabasco? Can you get Tabasco over there?
that's like grocery store level, but this is like Jarritos or Jarritos. I try to say it more properly because I have the option to, but that and tahine and stuff like that we have to order online. So I ordered that, the tahine. I tried it just on my hand. I shouldn't have done that because that gave me like a misconception of how spicy it was gonna be. Like I used it on a burger and on fucking some like pork chop earlier today. Like wow, I'm like blown away by the flavor. I started to get it and like this whole time, like with the Mexican soda that I bought with it, I bought some like random ass candy box thing from the website, just like a combination. I regret that once I actually tasted these drinks because I was like, wait, shit, this is like the best drinks I've ever had. And then I was like, shit, I could have bought more of this instead of the like stupid candy because I bought a candy box on the picture. There was like completely different stuff. They gave me a bunch of sour shit. I love like extremely sour candy, but they gave me like 80% sour shit, so my tongue was like fried. So I was like, fuck! Should have just bought the drinks instead. So yeah, but the tahine is like it's like what I know is like grill spice, but with a lot more like chili in it and like almost like little like crumples of lime in there, and I don't know, for some reason I love that little flavor. So that's my kind of spicy right there. Where it's like it's spicy, but it has like a good flavor to it.
Right, man. Well, no, same here. I don't like my mouth to be on fire for no fucking reason, you know. Like if you know,
Oh,
no, man, you
dude,
gotta get
I
it.
tried those like fucking Korean noodles or whatever the fuck it was. A fucking biggest mistake. I had like the smallest bite as well. I literally fucking threw the whole thing out. Like, god damn, that was the oh my god. People eat this for fun. Oh, they must be like
No, man.
masochistic.
If you can't fucking taste it, you know. I
Yeah,
got a
there was
funny
like not.
story.
That's the thing I have a problem with. Like I ate like a long time ago like a piri piri chili. It's a type of chili. It's all you need to know. Spicier than the typical habanero or whatever. Slightly, it's like slightly under and sometimes on the same level as like lower end.
Ghost.
It's like a lower. It's like this same as a lower end habanero. So it's like,
Okay.
but it's like so it's like spicy enough to not be fun. And then I take a bite and it tastes like shit. So I was like, okay, it's spicy. Your mouth hurts like fuck, and then it tastes like shit. What's the point? At that, that's what I'm sitting here asking. So yeah, I need some good flavor if I'm gonna burn.
Honestly, ghost pepper does have good flavor, but it's fucking hot as fuck.
Oh yeah, I've never gone to like ghost pepper. I never even like nah.
Well, I mean, You can get it in different flavors out here, like they have like different hot sauces
Yeah.
and stuff. But if you actually have ghost chili, it's worth something. But you just you gotta. But years ago, when I was a janitor for a country club, this rich place, this fucking all these yuppies. Well, I used to go in, collect the trash from the chef's office. Well, the chef left these ghost peppers, fresh ghost peppers, on his desk. He said I could have them. He said just very, very careful. He wasn't kidding. I'm like, all right, so I took me and Mike Violate were actually roommates back then. Like we had an apartment together, and I made this big fucking pot of chili, and I took one of them, and I one ghost pepper, blended it up in the tomato sauce, put in the chili. It was delicious, but the most fire, hottest fucking chili you'd fucking ever eat. Mike's like, after 2 days, Mike's like, dude, I can't fucking eat any more of this shit. I'm shitting fucking fire, dude. It's fucking brutal. But Mike was working at a truck wash back then. And he's like, dude, I'm gonna take some of these to work. And he gave one to one kid. Mike's like trying to tell him, like, dude, it's the hottest. At that time, they didn't crossbreed these yet. They
Yeah, yeah,
crossbred them and made a hotter pepper, the scorpion pepper. It didn't have or the Carolina Reaper or whatever the fuck. Back then, that didn't exist yet. And Mike's trying to tell this kid, this young, we're all young, but like, kid at work, like, dude, that's the hottest pepper in the world. He's like, what are you talking about, man? It ain't hot. He fucking ate the whole damn thing. Kid was throwing up in like 5 minutes. Like,
bad idea. And then the guy who invented a Carolina Reaper, he goes to invent an even more fucked Pepper X
why?
mutation.
What?
It's like,
What the fuck is
and
the point?
he's like in the video, like eating, like, ooh, I love this. It has great flavor.
Holy shit, man! That's awful.
It's like, oh,
Holy
how
shit.
could you
No,
enjoy
I mean
that?
the ghost pepper. They put you got to think in India, they put the ghost pepper chilies on like fences to keep elephants away, because elephants are dangerous, a big fucking animal. They'll put them on fence lines, to keep scare the fucking elephants off. Hottest chili pepper in the world at that time. Why the fuck are you gonna make it hotter? Like, what's the point? But I do have to say, the ghost chili was really good, a lot of good flavor. But you only needed one for like a giant pot of chili, and it still made it too goddamn hot to eat almost.
Yeah, I would like.
I mean,
use- personally, I might use a third in a dish.
right. No, like that's good flavor, but man, like I'm older now. Like you get to my age, you try to eat hot shit, like
Oh.
I can't.
Oh, dude.
It gives you
Dude.
fucking bubble guts, man.
I have a real dude.
Not so much the heat. It's what it does to your stomach, man, when you get older.
Dude, I have a real doozy about getting older. I didn't. You realize you're becoming older when you start, like, literally, like, the coming days leading up to today, like, I think it was 2-3 days ago, it's happened more often recently where I get back pain, and oh my god.
You're not even old yet, man. What are you? 23, 24?
Yeah, and
Fuck, man. Like I said, like these days, man. I was your age in this picture. Like now, man.
I
it's
think
funny.
it might be
That's all right,
contributed by
man.
the fact that I sleep on the couch sometimes. But dude, like, getting back pain, like
I've slept on many.
yeah, like I could have done that like years
Back
ago.
pain's
and
no
been-
joke.
That was just not fun.
I've slept on many couches, man. I'm like up till like I didn't get my own place up till about 30. Where I actually settled down. And I lived like a goddamn gypsy for fucking years, man. All the way up to my late 20s. I moved around so much, man.
I actually,
Finally,
technically, I haven't intentionally quit or anything, but like I haven't drank a single drop of liquor on my own since I moved in here, like in 1st of November, and that's not like a celebration or anything. That's honestly just because like I'm kind of like just not really.
good
like,
for you, man.
I mean, it's not anything at all. It's just that like I've kind of been realizing that liquor's expensive. Even like really, if you think about it, like Jack Daniels and Jim Beam, that's $30 here. So
Don't you guys have the, what is it, the kroner? Is it the kroner you guys
Yeah,
have in Sweden, or
yeah, but I
is
just
it the same as Norway?
yeah, we have kroner. I just translate it into big bucks, and it becomes like
Yeah,
30
but I
bucks.
honestly think the kroner is fucking worth way more than the dollar is here, man. I know like my, if you took a buck, my, like, if I want your country and try to, I think like the buck would be like what, like half of what fucking kroner's worth. I'm not sure. I know the kroner's very like more valuable than the dollar here is. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like $1 is like it fluctuates over the years, but it used to be 8 Swedish kronas. And now it might be 9 or 10. I don't know because of the recent inflations and such. But yeah, I mean,
What is it? What does a 6 pack of beer cost? How many kroner is that?
I mean, you know what? We could actually do research. That's important research right there.
Fucking a 6 pack of beer now, man. Like for cheap beer here is, which is sad. You used to be able to get a 6 pack of cheap beer for like $3. Now we're talking like $5 for like the shittiest cheap beer, which I don't agree with at the liquor store. I can't even. I used to be able to go in the liquor store with $4 and be able to get like a 6 pack. I can you can't even buy a 40 ounce of liquor. Well,
Four
fuck you.
dollars? Damn, I don't even think we have that.
Like $4, I can get a tall boy, but I can't get two tall boys. Like, if that makes sense. Like two tall boys, I can't get. It's hard to explain, but
This is. I need to see.
ugh.
I need to do some extensive research here to find out. I actually need to do it on my computer because one time I clicked that I was under 20 on my phone because it's 20 in Sweden and it locked me forever.
Oh, for like age of consumption.
Yeah, on the website.
What you? Oh, okay, like what? You guys' legal age for alcohol? Like, how old do you have to be?
Here is 20.
Really? I thought, man, fuck. I thought the European countries it was younger. You guys didn't have drinking ages.
You can drink like light beers and such, and you can go to a bar and get fucked at 18, but it's like only at a bar you can drink liquor.
Damn, that's cool though. Here, dude,
Oh, dude.
you could
The,
you could be okay. So here in America, at 18, you could be tried as an adult and a fucking minor all at the same goddamn time. Like, and you can go off to war. It's fucked up.
you want to
18,
hear
you can
something
go off.
crazy?
What's that?
4 pack of beer, that's $30 here.
American dollars?
Yeah, for $30.
See, that goes to show how much stronger your guys' currency is than ours.
Yeah,
So
but
like
still like only four. Oh my god.
4 beers, it's gonna cost me $30. If I went to your country and like I had $30, I can only get 4 beers.
Yeah.
Damn, like, the American dollar is weak, man. We used to kick ass.
I'm saying that
Fuck.
like, I mean, that's like just inflation globally. I just can't imagine like how people who have it, like there's people who have it worse than I do who live in the same country as me. Like that's kind of crazy to think about. Like how the fuck do they even like? Because I know people who like literally sit outside of the store and like beg for money that are like homeless. Like how the fuck do they live and survive? Like that's like I never could imagine. Like if I ended up in their situation, I would last.
Man, not too long. What was it like last spring or something? Man, I fucking gave a homeless guy one. I don't know. I was just like in a shitty mood. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to make someone else's day feel better because I feel like shit. Went to the fucking liquor store. Well, no, it was a convenience store, gas station. Went and got a 6 pack of Budweiser. That's what they had. I don't even fucking drink Budweiser. Got a pack of smokes. I don't even fucking smoke anymore. Bought a lighter. Bought some beef jerky. Bought some chips. Fucking some fucking cashews. And I gave it to a homeless man. I was like, here you go, man.
I mean,
So just like
probably
talking about someone homeless. Dude, he was sitting there with a fucking umbrella. It started downpouring. I just handed it bag. I was like, dude, here you go, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hopefully, make your day because I'm having a fucking shitty one.
Yeah, I mean that's the best you can do. I mean, that's another thing. You can only buy liquor at the liquor store here in Sweden, like hard liquor. That's also
Well, you know what? Well, you know what? Here in the states, it varies state to state.
oh
But
really?
yes, it's different depending on what state you're in. So, like the United States, yeah, depending on what state. So, like here in Indiana, for the longest time, you could only buy cold. No, actually, no, it still is. You can only buy cold beer at a liquor store. You can't buy. So, if I go to the state that Chicago's in, Illinois, you could buy cold beer anywhere, at a gas station, at a fucking grocery store. But here in Indiana, you cannot buy cold beer at a grocery store. You can only buy cold beer at a liquor store. And
Interesting.
yeah, dude, don't make the fucking laws, but like, yeah, each state has the right to make their own fucking laws and do whatever the fuck they want. That's one of the things here, and it goes for consumption and whatever the fuck. Like I'm surrounded by states that legally sell marijuana. Indiana cannot buy it. Like you're going to jail if they get caught with it. Other states, it's fine, but yeah, you can't buy cold beer in this state, and you know why? They think it's gonna contribute to alcoholism. They think people are gonna go right buy beer from the fucking gas station, start chugging it, and cause wrecks like I did.
Just because it's cold?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Here's a catch. They could sell cold wine at fucking anywhere else.
And what's
You
stopping
can
them
go
from
to the
doing
gas
that then?
station.
Just
Wine.
put wine down in it.
Wine has more. Wine has more fucking alcohol in it. Wine. This is the logic, man. They're fucking idiots. Wine has more alcohol than beer. So like, yeah, you can only get cold beer in the liquor store because they think it's going to
Ah,
contribute to
yeah.
alcohol.
Dude, I can't even stand wine.
Drink.
That's like one thing I can't get behind the whole
Fucking
flavor.
dude. Dude, wine sucks,
Yeah,
man.
oh
I mean,
fuck
I
yeah.
don't, I'll drink a glass here and there, but I actually use it for cooking more than anything. I'm not a wine person, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
no.
think that's yeah, I don't like it at all. That's one thing I tried and the only thing that I like is basically the wine that's not even wine anymore, that one that's like sparkling
The
soda
sweet
wine
stuff.
pretty much.
Okay, okay.
Those things.
I like the champagne.
Those
I like the
things.
champagne, the sparkling wine.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I don't know.
sweet shit, man.
I'm not too big a fan of champagne either. I kind of used to enjoy it, but I guess I grew older.
Headache.
uh, I don't know. It's not
Yeah,
really that. I don't know. I just much prefer just fucking pouring a whiskey and coke.
dude, I'm a beer guy, 100%, man. Beer. I love fucking beer. Always have, man. Beer's my
Yeah.
favorite.
And like I said, I only do like half shots and then the rest of the glass with Coke. Mainly because I just want the flavor of the liquor and maybe a little bit of the
Okay,
feeling.
we're talking about like beverages and shit. Like, okay, so what is a national? Are Swedish meatballs a real fucking national thing? Is
Yeah.
it like yeah,
Yep. Literally thing.
okay?
That's why they're at IKEA.
Like, I just want to like concur, man. Like okay, so like what do you guys eat for Christmas dinner? Like here, okay,
Oh,
here in the
dude.
states. Okay, well, hang on. Here in the states, you know what they fucking mainly do? It's fucking ham and
Yep,
turkey.
ham and
If,
turkey. Yeah.
and if you have money, you get prime rib,
Oh
which is
yeah,
just a
heard of
fuck.
that?
Yeah, but like that's it. Like the rich motherfuckers, or like the upper class motherfuckers, get prime rib or lamb, like leg of lamb. But mostly regular folk, it's fucking ham or turkey. That's it, like big fucking turkey. Or so, what the fuck you guys got in Sweden?
Yeah, I hear turkey can be really get damn good cooked right, but really complete awful dog shit if cooked wrong, like overcooked, for example.
No,
And
no,
also
true.
like prime rib, that's usually like pretty damn good as well. Like if you just save up a little bit as well before Christmas, you could probably make it work. But like yeah, here it's funny that you talk about Swedish meatballs. We literally make homemade meatballs We eat Prince sausages. It's like basically like tiny hot dogs, essentially. Tiny sausage dogs, essentially. Uh, what else? We love egg with mayonnaise, which I believe you guys call it deviled eggs. Uh, I only
Yeah,
know that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yes. Actually, you're right.
Except,
Not me.
yeah.
I'm an exception to the rule. I fucking
Okay.
hate eggs, man. They stink.
I understand. I like it personally, but I like it
Smells like a
loose.
fart, man.
I
Stinks
like
like
it
a fart.
loose, if you know what I mean. Not hard cooked. So, but that yeah, and
Stink.
then we and then we put shrimp on the motherfuckers. What else do we have?
Oh man, you're
We also have ham, but it's more like slices, and we also have like
okay.
we also have like a mustard covered ham. I don't like mustard at all. That's another thing that I don't like. Uh, I never grew up to like it, but for some reason on the McDonald's cheeseburger I enjoy mustard. I never understood
Well, that's a little different. That's a little different.
yeah, I don't understand because I don't enjoy it. Like if someone puts mustard at home on a burger, I'm not gonna eat it. But at McDonald's, for some reason, it works. I don't know
Oh,
why.
okay.
There's some concoction going
Okay,
on at
got
McDonald's, uh, which probably is the truth. But yeah, so and we have it's like we have like I think it's called corned beef. It's like super salty. We call it
Yes.
We call it sylta, which is ironic 'cause it's like
Suit.
essentially, yeah, it's ironic because we're calling like corned beef like jam essentially.
Oh, interesting.
But I guess
Well,
it
you know
kind
what?
of
You know what?
reflects the consistency in a way.
It's jelly, kind of. It's corn.
Yeah.
It's preserved in like a jelly. I mean, here we get it. It's a brisket.
Oh, and I don't
It's covered in
know.
that fucking
Shit,
brine.
I need to see. We also eat. I know what it's called in Swedish, but I don't remember the English
Pickled
terminology.
herring? Is that really a thing?
Yeah. Pickled herring. There we go. We call it sill. It's just a very short and sweet one.
Is that like a snack, or do you guys really just
We do eat it at Christmas. I don't like it myself. Like
Okay.
I only like I can tell, and also potatoes. We eat them as well. But I only like the tiny sausage dogs, the meatballs, the eggs, and what else? And the potatoes. And then I drink the Christmas drink, whatever soda it's
Glog?
called.
What's it called? Glog or glug
No.
or
Actually,
glay?
no. I don't actually drink glug, but we have. Hold on. If I can figure out what this is, in English, it's literally this fruit, but so it's like a juniper soda actually that we drink for Christmas. Okay, so
Interesting.
that's like a Swedish tradition, but yeah, we also we have a pickled herring, but we also have a like a mustard pickled herring, and like an onion pickled herring, I believe as well, like white
Oh.
onion, and that one's just you're not. I don't know. The wife probably doesn't want to make out with the husband after that one. And so yeah, my dad likes the glug. I like it, but it's like I don't necessarily love. It's like a kind of like a. It's just a whatever for me. I'll drink it, but it's like I don't really like it that much.
Wow, man. So yeah, you guys' Christmas dinner is very light.
And
Because like here, like
yeah.
we
It's
like
this,
it's very.
actually it's funny. We eat the same shit for Easter and Midsummer as well, except for the fact that at Midsummer and Easter we have I believe it's sour cream, not the dip count because it tends to have like a
Sour cream,
yeah we have the
regular
sour cream. We have sour cream with like I think it's called it's the kind of onion that looks like grass. I forget what it's called. Hold on, I'll just translate it. Chives. We have that in the
Chives. I was
yeah.
gonna say.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah,
we have
chives.
sour
Alright.
cream and chives. That's what we mixed into sour cream and put it on the meatballs and whatnot. So that's the only difference really that we don't use on Christmas. I mean, we use it on Christmas. My family sometimes. If I hope they will, because that's usually what they add. Because we we might as well. So yeah, we kind of I so you guys just what Yeah, you were saying something about you guys having like a heavy meal there.
I mean, yeah, I mean, our here it's like it's very heavy. It's mashed potatoes. It's
Oh
when they
yeah,
cook
you
a
have like the whole.
when they
You have
cook.
like a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think why this is my theory. You know, people came to America. They're poor. They're hungry. Like having big portions. They want to change this in this country, and I said, "Fuck you! I don't want them to change our heavy portions because it's like people are poor enough here struggling. One thing we got to look forward to is being fat and be able to eat good. Fuck it, But um, heavy portions is like a thing. So like, yeah, when we have ham, you cook a whole ham. I mean, you take a big fucking slice of ham. You got mashed potatoes. You got biscuits. You got gravy. You got, you know, our things are very meaty. Turkey. You cook a whole turkey. Some people like dark meat, white meat. You pile it on. So like, what I'm imagining your foods. I'm imagining like little meatballs, little sausages. Is like those are appetizers in America. Like, seriously, like if you go to a holiday event, like somebody like not my house because my background's a little poor, but like if you go to regular people, middle class people, meatballs and sausages, that shit's appetizers, man. So like what you guys are having are like very small. It's just very interesting.
Yeah, but I
Like,
mean, we kind of just eat
but
more
it's
of that.
cool. But it's cool, man. I like learning about this
Yeah, I mean, we
stuff.
just eat more of
Like
that
first
to
time
make up for it, really.
you're the first person I've ever actually talked to that lives in Sweden. It's
Yeah,
fucking cool, man.
yeah.
Fucking cool. I just like learning things.
So like I said, we just like eat more of it, like more portions to make up for it, really.
But
That, but
you
we're
go
not
back
really
and you get more.
we don't think about it making up for it because we don't really. And the funniest thing that I know of, at least for the Thanksgiving season, is there's so many videos of people deep frying them in the backyard and starting a massive fucking fire, setting their yard on fire, sometimes their house on fire.
Yeah, I mean that's a thing. The thing is like a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yep.
Somehow those are the ones with the video cameras, so it gets recorded.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like no, a lot of people do it. A lot of it's a taboo. But honestly, me personally, I've had deep fried turkey. It's it's fucking not as great as they say it is. It's just fucking fried. It's just crispy. The skin's just a little crispier. It ain't no fucking better. And for the record, they use peanut oil to fry it in. I'm very un-American. It has this peanut flavor, like peanut butter.
Oh.
I don't like the peanut flavor.
Well, that's
I don't
also a
like peanut
thing.
butter.
That's also a thing. Americans are like obsessed with peanut butter and jelly, and I don't really like peanut
Not
butter.
me.
Literally the only peanut butter I like is the
Well,
Reese's
well,
cups, and that's not even really peanut butter anymore. It's just like candy.
no, no. Peanut butter, peanuts are a Native American thing. Like, I mean, like they're native to America. So is turkey. Actually, turkeys are native to this country. Another thing people don't know, most Americans don't know, horses never were a native to this country ever. They were brought over by the Europeans, and then. But turkeys native here. Peanuts are, and yes, peanut butter and jelly is like a childhood staple. I mean, I grew up on it. Look, I'm older now, dude. Peanuts give me indigestion. I fucking hate peanut butter. Thankfully, I married someone who also hates peanut butter. We don't fucking eat it in our house. We're very un-American, man. Like, well, peanut butter is very huge here. Yes, it's like it's an American thing, which ain't a bad thing. Like, I mean, a lot of places shit on us. A lot of other countries, like in recent years, I noticed, like online and even on our own countrymen here, people just shit on our stuff. It's like we're different. That's what makes us unique. Everyone shits on it though, man. It
Yeah.
kind of sucks a little bit. It's like no, man. Like I'm not. I'm like I like that we're different. Our culture and things you can't get here or there, but it's what makes us unique. But a lot of people they like to shit on it and make fun of it. It's like fuck you, motherfuckers. But yeah, peanut butter's huge here, man.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of oils in America, I don't get the obsession in America with olive oil in cooking. It's like it's everywhere.
Oh, you know what that is? America's perception of what's healthy.
Oh,
Like yeah, they think like the Mediterranean olive oil, like it's the healthiest thing. Like it's one big fucking thing to sell people. Health is also a big thing. It's just also, to be honest with you, to be healthy is a status thing in this country.
oh
It's like
yeah.
I'm healthy. I have money. I'm above
The
you.
thing is, like,
Like
even the healthy ones are like still putting in shit into
yeah,
their body.
yeah.
So
It,
crazy.
it, it, it's terrible. Yeah, yeah, man. Like it's stupid. Like the fact that to be healthy in this country, we're going back. We're going back to the Victorian era because like the Victorians, to be on the ladder, the social ladder, you were this or that. It's like that with
Yeah.
health. Your teeth in this country. My teeth suck. Having good teeth is a fucking status symbol. It really is because dental care is actually extra. Actually, you have to pay out of pocket for dental. Like it, I mean, you have to pay out of pocket for all insurance or health in this country, but dental is something special. It's fucked up. There's things I don't agree with, man, that aren't cool, and puts a lot of people here and a lot of people here. But that's the way they want it.
Yeah, for some
And
reason,
I'm sorry to say, I'm a classist. I fucking hate rich yuppie motherfuckers. I fucking hate them. Like I can't stand them, man. I worked for the rich. Grew up during I came into the workforce during the recession, and I grew up dirt fucking poor. I fucking hate rich motherfuckers, man. Like with a passion, with a fucking passion.
oh yeah, I mean,
Other than people that fucking earned it, like I love Ozzy Osbourne because
yeah,
Ozzy is still a fucking Ozzy is still that poor kid from fucking Birmingham, man. So few
it's a difference with
exceptions to the
like it's
rules.
a
I don't
different
hate
with
them.
like those metal legends, you know.
Right, man. Like there's certain people I don't hate. I don't hate all rich, but like there's a certain
Yeah,
class
yeah, yeah. When
I
we're talking
can't
about rich
stand.
people, we're talking about the guy in the CEO office, you know, that kind of shit.
That one,
I understand. We're
dude.
not
That
talking about the
yeah.
guy fucking. We're not talking about corpse grinder because he's well off, you know. Yeah.
Right, right, man. Right, exactly. Hope's Grind is gonna sit down and we're gonna have some beers together and hang out. It's cool.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Dude, I
yeah.
heard this crazy shit. I don't even know who told me this on the when I was on Shredbeers. Someone told me in the comments, like when I was on Shredbeer's stream. I think you popped in. Someone said like they heard John McEntee of Incantation was an asshole. I was like, what are you talking about? Who told you that? Someone must have met John McEntee and been an asshole to even get that. Because I feel like I
John, really like no, man.
yeah,
Like I said,
exactly. He's like
I,
the.
I,
Oh,
I tripped over his fucking aunt, but I don't remember John McGinn. Like, I mean, I wasn't coherent for it, but nah, man. You know what? Like everyone's different. Maybe they met him when he was on a bad day. And
yeah,
and
I don't know.
first, this is what I got. First impressions aren't everything. They are and they aren't because you got to give someone a chance. Like uh, I've had first impressions with people, and I thought they were douchebags, but I was like, wait a minute, let me give them a chance. And then give them a chance, and then you find out like, wow, this person's really fucking cool. So don't people take first impressions as
Yeah,
everything? You
like
can't always do that.
meeting Glenn Benton on a bad day, and the thing is, there's also a little bit on them because a lot of them might
Well,
approach them being annoying as well.
well, look at me for instance. People might my first impression. They might think I'm some fucking douchebag. He wears that fucking hat. Who's this fucking asshole? You don't
If
fucking know me.
yeah.
Like,
Speaking of
yeah.
incantation, I got these from this is like
Oh, dude.
this is the first show with the first design, and this is the second show with actually a signature from
Badass.
the new tour design. I have a proper T-shirt of it.
Cool, man.
So I actually caught it twice. The second time I actually caught it right out of his hand. So my first impression, if anything, my first time the way I approached John McEntee, I kind of felt like an asshole in my head. Because I didn't, in my brain, I was gonna say like, "Hey man, I can't take a photo," but instead I was like, I was just like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude, and I just fucking put my phone. I was like, oh, a photo, cool. It's like he's
Dude,
such a
I mean,
sweet guy about it. He understood it. I was excited, and then I spoke to him later.
yeah.
Another thing, I have to add this. Like, we also spoke like a little bit before. I thought it was gonna be busy. Oh boy, this guy's the opposite of like the kind of guy who's like, oh, I have to be at the show. No. I did that with the photo, and then I spoke with him because I asked him if he thought the venue would be good. Because last time I saw Incantation, the venue was good, but it's like it was one of those stages where there was no fence, and the stage was like to your stomach height, so you could literally fucking wail him in the face if you thought you needed to. So, and the sound, I'm a front row guy, so I guess that's kind of a me as well, but the sound was it was a smaller venue. This one was a little more open, and even like behind the drums there was a little space and a lot more roof, a lot higher. The roof was much higher behind the drums as well, so there's a lot more to work with in terms of acoustics and such. So it sounded like a lot better. And he literally said, "Oh, you tell me after the show how it sounded." I literally kept to my word, but I thought after that conversation, like I left it, and I thought he was gonna, talk to the guy who also came to talk with him after, and then go into the venue, get ready for to play the show. Because even though they were a headliner, well, they were second headline. They were like co-headlining with Left to Die, which I gotta say, the fact that I got to see Rick Ross, the demo guitarist of Death, he's in that Death tribute. Like, I'm just saying, he was on the Mantis demos, and he was there playing Evil Dead just how he played it on the demo. I'm just saying, that's a witness of you just
Dude,
gotta
that metal history, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
yeah.
like,
I
yeah.
just love I love the
Closest thing. Go ahead, man. I'm gonna cut you
I
off.
forget what's the exhumed guy's fucking name. I think
Matt Harvey.
Yeah, Matt Harvey. I loved his fucking interpretation. He's really good at the Chuck Schuldiner, like death metal vocal too, and such and such.
Got one.
And
Keep man, I'm listening.
yeah, so I go to like sit on like some concrete or stone, whatever the hell, wall or whatever. It's like a small. Then went higher, but just sat down waiting out the show. Then the tall fucking bass player, I'm sure you know, Chuck Sherwood, and John McEnany, they stayed out and just chatted. So I just stood up and listened in on a conversation and got to chat with them a little bit. So they literally didn't go into the show after just saying hi and taking photos. No, they stood there and had a full-on conversation with us.
Yeah.
Literally, we had to tell them that we were gonna stop the conversation, not the other way around. They were willing to talk more, but we had to tell them that we were gonna go into the venue because it was starting.
Some of these guys are cool as fuck, man. Speaking of Zoom, dude, I've had this since 2000 and dude, like it still has the sticker on it from fucking limited edition saw-shaped CD with bonus track catch exhumed live at the Wacken Open Air, Germany, August 2001. Like I still had.
I love
Speaking
that
of
fucking design they do there. But yeah, there's a little more, and the one thing I was like,
7 1/4 inch. Like
about the bassist. The bassist was also a really cool guy. I'm sure the other two would have been cool guys as well in the band, but I didn't really meet them. One of them is like a session drummer. He drums for Morbid Angel also live. Charlie Corin. Yeah, that guy's like a fucking hired gun. He's like super talented on the drum kit. And he hits so fucking hard. The first time I saw him live, that was what I was impressed by. He fucking slams on the drum kit when he plays Incantation and stuff. Because he's usually playing like Morbid Angel, fast stuff, technical shit. So he can, when he plays the Incantation, Death Doom shit, he can just go fucking wail on those toms and all that shit and the kicks. I love
another thing I want to mention about Incan, not to cut you off, but Incan, like you said Death Doom, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, that sound originally was considered a blackened sound to me. Like
okay, I mean,
like the slow, dirgy shit that goes back to like Celtic Frost and Hellhammer.
Yeah, but a lot of
that
people
droning like evil
to,
sound.
A lot of people date that back to like Candlemass and Black Sabbath with like Doom riffs and an Autopsy being like,
But in the beginning, they they would consider that like a blackened
Yeah,
sound. You know what I
because
mean? Like
in the beginning things were completely different. The whole Death Doom term wasn't really a broad and thing yet.
it wasn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't when I first got into death metal. It was cool because like the way it was perceived is like death metal is very dynamic. So a band could be as slow as they wanted, as fast as I mean. There's an interview with David Vincent explaining this. You can be as fast as you want, you know, slow as you want. It was very like there was no it was limitless, but there was no fucking categories. It was like this is death metal, very cool. Like there's just different variations of it, and then of course I don't know what fucking happened, but now there's all these terminologies slapped on it. I think everyone wants to be famous for this or known for this or that or this style, and which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. For me though, like when I first got into it, I just thought like I honestly thought how cool death metal was because how much freedom you could have to express yourself. Because like honestly, if I hear a funeral doom band, when I was younger, if I would have heard a funeral doom band, it would have been a death metal band to me. But
I
now it's
understand.
like, no, it's not death metal. Well, no, to me it is.
Yeah,
But
I
my
understand
first,
the terms were completely different, but yeah, the what I was going to say, I don't remember how I got into the whole discussion about that with Chuck Sherwood, but yeah, so I was standing
oh
like
yeah, my bad.
before we were going into the show, like Chuck Sherwood was because John was talking with someone, and I just listened to the bassist chatting about like histories, and he was like, "Never go to New Jersey, like it's like shithole and such." Might be true. I'll take his word for it, and such and
I've never
such.
been. Hey, you know what? I've never been there,
Yes,
honestly.
I mean,
But
I'll take his
the
word
East
for
Coast
it.
is harsh.
Yeah,
No, the East Coast is
yeah,
harsh.
and
I
you
mean,
know,
I
like
live in a harsh place.
yeah,
Like no,
yeah,
Northwest Indiana is, but I think the East Coast is its own special breed,
yeah,
man.
so I
Like,
listened in on the little conversation they had, and after he literally asked like, "Oh, did you want a photo?" And I was about to ask it, and he asked before I could ask. I was like, "What?" I didn't even get to. I was gonna say that. I was like, "Oh yeah." And the best thing about this photo is I gotta show it on the camera. You can see John McEntee creeping in the background.
oh, that's cool, man.
He's
Yeah, I see him over there.
being a complete fucking goofball in the back. That's when I saw that. I didn't realize that until way after when I looked on it, and that's when I knew that's the band I want to keep seeing it over and over. And it's Incantation. Like I said, this first guitar pick, like so. To recap, this guitar pick is from that show with the where I got photos with them. This guitar pick I caught the first time. He just threw it, just dropped it essentially on the stage, and I picked it up, right? And so the first time I saw Incantation, I was like, this was such a good show that I gotta see him again. And so next year to come to Sweden again, and that was this year. So 23, 24 in a row, and now I get to see him again, but I get to see Left to Die and some more stuff. And even like a local band, Carnisus, that I've been following from Sweden. It's more like tech death. I don't know. I like that stuff. I know most people don't, but like, so.
Well, tech
Uh,
tech that's pretty popular. Um, Not to cut you off, you ever heard of the band called Incision?
oh, I don't know. It's like a lot of.
Sweden, off of Earache Records, man. Incision, Insion. Like it's a different way to wait. Insion. Look up Incision from Sweden.
All right, that'll be a
It-
look.
it-
I forget where it was getting, but like, yeah. So the
oh man,
first one was like, oh yeah, I remember now. So the first show was like, I gotta see this again. So they come back next year to Sweden with a stacked lineup, in my opinion at least. And so I see them, and it's like, it sounds even better. So now I'm like, well, shit, this might actually be like for me what Cannibal Corpse is, which already this year I saw Cannibal Corpse as well, second time in a row, and they had a Municipal Waste open for them. I caught the other guitarist's guitar pick from that. So I mean, I thought they blew me apart on stage. I've been meaning to actually get into their stuff because I thought their show I was going into it blind. I didn't listen to more than one song by the band. And the only song I listened to was a song that my friend Joe Concrete Spew told about in this mentioning like a drum solo. Because he talked,
Concrete Spew, man.
he
Yeah,
mentioned me in one of his videos, like, because I talked about my favorite drum solos ever. One of them was
I
my
remember
own.
that one.
Yeah,
I remember that one, and you really dug the Crisian, man, and I thought that was a cool video.
that is the best drum solo I think I ever like. Instantly as I heard
Actually,
it, yeah,
dude, I heard that years. I mean, it doesn't matter when I heard it. I was very young, and yes, it's still one of my favorites, man. You definitely picked
it's
a
honestly
good
between
one there, man.
it's honestly a tie between the Evil Mastermind, the Eye of Ra by Nile, and then what the fuck the Vital Remains Hammer Down the Nails. It's like those is like examples of drummers who just know how to pull off a fucking drum solo, and it's just wow. But yeah,
Man,
so
evil masterminds, dude. Just because it starts out like that, and
yeah,
just how it just the rawness, because of the I love how about Black Forest Domain. So it has the technology of the trigger drums, but it's so fucking raw recorded.
it's the way
Like
he
the
plays it,
guitars are,
100%.
oh man, it's so evil
Like
sounding, but yet it's like the one raw album that gets away with trigger drums. You know what I mean? For like diehards, like, is it a black metal album? Is it a war metal album? Death metal album? Dude, I love Black Forest Domain is
I
one of my
think that's
favorite death
one
metal
of
records.
the most in terms of like how brutal death metal can get. Honestly, it gets more. It comes off more brutal than a lot of the actually like supposed to be brutal death metal. Like
Right, right.
and
It's
I'm not
so
talking
evil,
about
but
and people might think I'm talking about like the big bands here like Suffocation. No, I'm not. I'm talking about the bands that are literally like no name, like Epicardectomy. Like it's just nonsense and chug 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 chug.
it's just the drums are so pummeling, the vocals are so low, and just it has a war metal vibe, and I even fucking hate
Oh yeah,
that
it
goddamn.
definitely does.
Yeah, like the war metal guys will fucking like Black Forest Domain is like on. It's great, man. It's
I
so
think
evil,
people could
and
definitely argue that it's war metal from the style.
yeah, right. Like I mean, but the guitar riffs are just literally like those droning fucking not drone. I don't know how to say, like those
Yeah, I understand.
tremolo pick riffs, just like repetitive, and the drums are so repetitive. But like there's something so I don't know, I don't know, so brutal about it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
and normally I don't get into I don't like a lot of shit that's like that, but Black Forest Domain is special, man. I don't know.
yeah,
It's like
I mean,
it's one of my favorite records.
I literally got into Blasphemy. It's pretty much. I feel like Blasphemy has kind of become like the biggest, the most known war metal band and I
Why not Bestial Warlust though, man? Like I feel like Bestial Warlust was the first one that I ever heard, but
yeah, I
you're
don't
you're
know.
right
I haven't
about
gotten
Blasphemy.
into too much. Like I know, like the war metal has like for me two different like one of them are like the primitive like just pounding, blasting, almost nothing, and one of them is like more death metal side. So I think Destructor that's more of like the death metal side of war metal. It's like more death metal focused and more like they try to do a little more songwriting, but Destructor is a full on war metal band, right? With blasting and shit going on over all the albums, but they put it together in a way that's like, here's a good song. But I love I can't stand. Well, I can stand it, but I don't like the album by Blasphemy. I forget what it's called. The Butte album. Uh,
Oh yeah, the debut album, the Fallen
The
Fallen
Fallen
Angel
Angel of
of
Doom.
Doom.
It's like I like it, but the demo is literally the same album, but it sounds better. That's what I don't get.
I didn't. I've tried to listen to Fallen Angel of Doom. It's like, oh wait, I'm not cool enough to understand or to grasp it,
Yeah,
you
the
know. But
demo is like the same album,
I
but it sounds
listened
more
to
like a
it.
studio version than the actual album.
I like I'm all for raw production, but when the production I want to say take like it hurts the music,
Yeah,
like
a lot of like
for,
NSBM shit
and I
does
feel like
that.
that's what it does. And Bestial Warlust, the first Bestial Warlust record, it hurts the fucking music. The production is so horrible. Like it
Yeah,
it, it, it,
it's funny.
it takes away from it a little bit. I mean, some people could say that about Black Force Domain, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
That
that
one's
one's
a little
like
more.
still like you can tell what's going on. Falling in Doom, I can tell what's going on. But it's like Blood Upon the Altar is the same album as a demo, but I think that should have been called the demo, and the other one called I think that one should have been Blood Upon the Altar. Altar should have been the album, in my opinion, because that sounds so much better. Like it actually sounds like a studio recording compared, because it's like the songs, but with
Right. If it
yeah.
sounds like dog shit, man, you're not gonna get what the band's trying to do. Like
And the thing
you
is, they
what
went, they kind of
why
went.
don't you just take a shit tape player plus record and let me hear your band? Like, man, like fuck you. Like you're not gonna get it. Like we need a bunch of
Like,
like
and
12-year-olds
the
trying to
funny
fucking
thing about that is they went back on Gods of War and made it a more audible production again. So I don't know.
right like I said, like I heard the second Blasphemy record and the second Bestial Warlust record.
Yeah,
Fucking great.
yeah, that's the
Love them
Gods
both.
of War, the second one.
Like, yeah, good, man. Like the same style, what they were trying to do, but I could actually hear the riffs. I
Yeah,
could
that's
hear
what I'm
what's
saying.
going on.
So that's what I feel like. That's why I love Blood Upon the Altar. It's the same thing as
Yeah,
Fallen Angel, but
right,
much
right,
better
right,
sounding.
exactly.
And
Like,
if anything, I
right.
think if
You don't
anyone's gonna,
have to strain your ears to,
yeah, I think
like I don't know.
if any, yeah, yeah, I get it, but
right,
like,
sorry.
if anyone of the modern, like more newer, well, I don't know how new they are. They're probably not that. Well, I think they're new actually, but like at least post 2000s, I believe, or something. New by my standards, like uh, I think if anyone's gonna take over the crown over Blasphemy, it should probably be Antichrist Siege Machine, in my opinion at least, in terms of war metal, because I think Drucifer would agree, because he loves them as well. Because they really, I don't know, they really pound some tuneskis out, and you can actually hear what they're playing in the new album, and I like it.
I'm gonna have to check some of that out. Honestly, though, to be honest, for the record, war metal is really not my
Yeah, I understand.
expertise. Like,
I understand that.
my realm. I think as far as like the old stuff, Blasphemy, Bestial Warlust, it's kind of like where
I literally got in.
Arch Goat.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where it stops for me. But like my knowledge of it, I
Yeah.
mean, I have a few bands that I like that I've heard. I got this band called Amputator. They're fucking war metal, noisy as fuck. Dig them. Um, like that, but like, I'm not an expert in it at all. Like it kind of like
Yeah.
stops for me there. That MOD dude, not to speak his name, but he tried to turn me on this band called Conflict.
He'll steal
And,
side.
oh, there's this band called Conflict with a K, and he's ripping on me about like Belphegor shit, and this other band I like, Merckskog, it's shit. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever the fuck. Listen to Conflict. Put this goddamn thing on. I'm like, what the fuck? You can't even
Oh,
make out the goddamn
dude.
guitar. You
Oh,
can't even make out what the fuck's going on. He's like, that's the point.
wait. What are
What
they called? Oh,
Conflict with a K there? It was fucking terrible. I was like, can these motherfuckers even play?
dude.
God damn.
Dude, I gotta tell you about
And
the.
he's like, it's the most brutal band on the fucking planet.
Dude, he put me on one.
Like those
He found the most brutal. I need to find it because it was like I can enjoy it if I'm like really in a party death war metal mood, but I need to find it. It was like,
dude, I couldn't enjoy this at all. It's like, this sounds like shit. There's nothing brutal about sounding like
oh, dude,
garbage.
did you ever listen to Hellfire Death Cult?
Why does that sound familiar? It sounds
That's
so
that's
familiar.
that's the one he told me about. That's like, listen to this one. This is the most brutal shit. I turned on Hellfire Death Cult. Start to finish, the album sounded like the exact same song over and over and over. And I was like, is like I can listen to it. It's extreme music, but it's like, I like, wow. This makes fucking this makes blasphemy sound like fucking Queen in comparison. Like, wow. That's honestly rough.
Yeah, man. Not to go on that whole
I mean,
tangent, and speak of
there
his
were
name, we don't want to speak, but yeah.
Drucifer is the whole funny enough, Drucifer is the guy who got me onto war metal for his streams anyway,
Oh
so
yeah, man. No, no.
that's how I
No, I like you. I actually Juice First fucking cool.
yeah.
I enjoy his channel, and I pop in because like I can usually comment on when I find something that interests me, because I mean he does his thing, the war metal thing. I'm not really into it 100%. I'm not like, but it's not. But like he's a fellow metalhead underground dude. We love similar shit. We're all into it. Relatively. So
Yeah,
sometimes like
but
he'll comment, like, posting cool shit. But one band he turned me on to that I like, that I need to get, is Wormvold. Wormvold. It's like Wyrmvold, or is it? I think it's the chick that plays guitar in the band Morbassadad. Or Morbassadad.
okay.
You know the band Morbassadad?
Yeah, I heard of him at least.
The girl that's the guitar player. Yeah, she's a guitar player band. Fucking Wormvoid or Wormvold. It's like Perdition Temple type shit, Angel Corpse type shit, but war metal. It's fucking
Yeah, that was
badass.
something I was gonna say. Like, if anything, I hear like a lot of Angel Corpse in that riff with the Ghoulish new riffing.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's fast,
Angel
insane
Angel,
shit.
Angel Corpse is Angel Corpse is a huge influence, man, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. Angel Corpse is heavily influenced by Blasphemy and Bestial Warlust, so like the war metal stuff that I'm not big into, but Angel Corpse, man, they take that sound, they mix it with a little bit of Morbid Angel and fucking 80s speed metal Sodom stuff, dude, and amplify it by 10 with some technicality in there, dude. It's some ripping shit. I love Angel Corpse, dude. I can't help it.
Yeah,
Fucking love it. But from another angle, some people think, they hear Angel Corpse, it's like they think it's like Marduk meets Morbid Angel. So I mean, like, that's cool angle too, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I also like realize from because Drucifer, he considers himself more like a speed metal guy than like a war metal guy. Like, it's probably his like main favorite thing. Is what I assume he says. But from his channel, I got some great thrash recommendations, like Annihilator from Texas, and Devastation, and then some other dudes recommended me Rotting Corpse and Morbid Scream, and of course Drucifer also put me onto Funeral Nation. So that was some like a good pack of like underground thrash. I was like, wow, this is all good shit.
I'm thinking of Ripping Corpse. You said Rotting Corpse. I'm thinking of Ripping Corpse. You ever heard of Ripping Corpse?
Yep, Eric Rutan's first band, where they
Okay.
actually on the demo they kind of have like the whole like slam riff thing before that was even like a thing.
Have you ever heard of? Okay, so we were talking about Hate Eternal earlier. You need to look up this other band, very Hate Eternal rooted, actually members of Hate Eternal. Have you ever heard of Internecine?
What again?
Internecine, Book of Lambs.
I don't think so.
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can spell it out here, man. Fucking need like Intentern. Wait, I'm gonna spell this shit. I need a pen and paper. Because I don't have the fucking album. I've heard it. Like, I need to buy it. You can hear it online, but it's hard to find. It's called Internecine. Intercene. Internecine. Book of Lambs. Okay, so it's Intercene, and the album's called Book of Lambs.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did it pop up?
Yeah, it's on the streamings, so it comes up right away.
All right, check that out because that's the bass player, the old bass player who OD'd. Yeah, his name was God damn, I forgot his goddamn name. He used to play Hate Eternal, one of the main members. He sadly died young,
Yeah.
overdose. But he also sang for Morbid Angel. Um, Eric Rutan does solos on this fucking album. If you like, you want to hear some crazy shit, listen to that album, dude. It's
Oh yeah, I know
fucking off
Eric's
the fuck.
solos are quite the experience. It's crazy. It's
Look,
interesting because in Morbid Angel, he leans into more of like a melodic soloing than his shredding.
yep. But I mean, he still has his own sound. I
Yeah.
mean, but like, yeah, you're right. Like, I think he almost sounds like he uses some kind of harmonizer on his like leads. I mean, some he has some cool effect I love about his solo sound. But yeah, listen to Internecine, man.
That
You want to hear
sounds
some
like a
crazy shit,
great fucking Toonski to listen to.
dude? It's really good, man. It's like one of the members of Hate Eternal. It sounds a lot like Hate Eternal, but it's crazier. It doesn't get enough credit. The dude only did one album, and what the fuck was his name? He played Jared. His name was Jared Anderson.
Even
He also
crazier than the like Eternal Ruler or whatever. Like that.
I'll say this, man. I think it is
Oh
anyway.
damn!
It's fucking
I'll have
nuts.
to see for myself. God damn, that seems like some fucking insane shit. Cause I mean, I already thought that like Hate Eternal was like at the top of like insanity and like that shit, you know?
This Book of Lambs, Internecine Book of Lambs, dude, it's off the fucking chain. Just give it a listen, man. Like you'll
Sounds
have to really. There's a lot going on. Yeah, it's
sounds
fucking
like a
nuts,
kind
dude.
of album that'll just wake you right up.
Dude, it will, man. It's a fucking whirlwind of. It's fucking nuts, and it's early 2000s, man. It's that style that I love, man. The early 2000s was just so fucking intense, you know. There's so many good bands. Demonized from Mexico, Hackovitz, man. Fucking, there's some good shit.
Yeah, so I'm very I have a pretty good eye, so I see the King Diamond. Do you ever did you ever like check out the band J Dog really likes now, Attic?
Actually, so funny, man. I want to comment on this but I won't because people are gonna think I'm a poser because like how, no man. About, I heard about Attic when nobody liked him, like nobody heard of him, and it was through Hell's Headbangers actually,
Oh
because
wow.
I type in King Diamond and Attic would pop up, and I found him on my own before J Dog's channel and all that shit started, and he started talking about him, dude. My personal opinion, I agree 110% with J Dog about Attic. Like, great fucking band. They're like when I heard them, I saw a music video. Music video had the song was called "The Blood" or something. Anyways, I watched them in this music video, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" They're taking that blackened '80s sound. When I mean blackened, like they totally get the whole black metal aesthetic of Merciful Fate and the heavy metal, the darkness, man, and they're doing it fucking well. And then some of their albums, one of the albums had blast beats in it. It's like, holy shit, this band is really, really cool, really unique, and
Yeah, second
dead
one.
on, like taking on that sound from Merciful Fate and King Diamond and putting their own spin on it and adding all like in such a new, exciting way. Holy fuck, I was blown away by it. That's my opinion of it. Like, why the fuck? And then hear J Dog talk about it, like these shit talkers. Like, how could you not like this? Like, how could you not like Attic? You got a fucking damn mind, you know.
Yeah,
you know.
and I really like the new one as well. Like, and like for example, dude, if it wasn't for
Mm.
the amount of great albums
How
that
many?
came out.
I mean,
Well,
how many people can really sing like that and very well and do it well like
I've
King Diamond?
heard that guy in King Diamond
I
so
mean, to
far.
give you that feeling and give you that feeling you get when you listen to a King Diamond record.
Yeah.
And I was like getting that feeling back, but in a different way. Like, how is that not amazing? And why are so many people shitting on it? It doesn't make any sense to me. I think J Dog's right. Jealousy. Because a lot of these people can't come up with something original, something new, something refreshing. Most of these people can't fucking holy shit talkers. That's all they are. They're people wannabes with fucking instruments, man.
Yeah.
Dumbasses. Like
Some
I
of them are
can't do
just straight
this.
up comment warriors.
Yeah, dude, that's all it is. So the people talking shit and downing attic are a bunch of pussies who can't write any fucking riffs. Who a bunch of garbage bands, man. Like dumb motherfuckers. Like I gotta say, fuck all you motherfuckers who don't like attic. Fuck y'all. Fucking die. Like get the fuck out of my scene. You know.
That's damn right. I loved it. The only reason they didn't make it on my fucking top five list is because of how awesome the others was. Like, and the same thing for Deceased. The new Deceased is my favorite Deceased album because of literally
I've
the
not heard it. To be
song.
honest with you.
What's it called? The song. Literally the title track, "Children of the Morgue." I loved it so much, and I was going to put it's literally like my sixth favorite of the year. But I had the Nocturnus AD album. I had Kai's album to this year, and I will admit it, my third place did go to the new 6 Feet Under, believe it or not. And then I
It's
had
each their own. I haven't heard.
I had the newest Nile because that's one of my favorites since At the Gates of Sethu. Literally, like it's like holy fuck, this is like I want to listen to this.
I'm guilty of that. I don't have that either, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I haven't heard most of these.
just gotta listen to it, and then ironically, my number one pick was my two albums that I released this year. Because I mean, it just
Dude,
happened to be true because of the circumstances that they just were put together in a way that I really was fond of.
oh, man,
What about you then? What's your top five for the year?
top five for the year. Shit. Damn, man. Good question. Let me think about this here. Cause I mean, I just got some too. Hmm. um, I really like Demonized. Abyss Vanguard. It's an EP with Gene Palubicki from Angel Corpse.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
He joined up with his name's Antimo. With Demonized was a band that Gene Palubicki put out on a label that he sadly failed. He wasn't able to get off the ground, and he gave all the bands went on to go on Osmos Productions. That try to release. So his label failed in the early 2000s. Anyways, long story short, the band Demonized reformed and had Gene Palubicki on guitar, and I got the album Abyss Vanguard. So that's one of them. I really enjoy this fucking EP, man. Black and crazy fucking death metal. Let's see another one. Oh shit, man! This year, like we're talking 2025. See, I don't like. Goes out to show how many fucking new albums I get every year. I just say the Conquering King, man, and Kai. It really something different. A style of music like that's why I praise the guy so much. Style of music that really like I just haven't heard, and his melodies and his songwriting reminds me of like actually my old Cryptic Fog. Like I used to incorporate a lot of like melodic stuff and epic shit, and somehow I feel relation to that. So yeah, the Conquering King. Let's see, this band called Hackovitz. I got this album called Van Gaza. Something that's been around since the early 2000s. I just rediscovered Mexico. Same guy from Demonized. Fucking crazy Angel Corpse style death metal that I love. And then fuck, man. I don't know, this Asheron EP I just got. Fucking, where the fuck is it? Well, I forgot to mention this. Mordant Red, man. Eat Pussy for Satan. I really enjoyed this. Like, last minute, because I just got it this week. Dude, this is like some of the best heavy metal, black metal. It's really made my fucking week, man, hearing this.
That's four, really.
I forgot to say this. Yeah, and like, yeah, this Asheron fucking EP, dude. Fucking love this. This fucking made. Just got it recently. I don't know. There's one more here that I. Damn, where is it? I got to fucking mention this. Actually, I did this. I really enjoyed this, man, this year. This Destroy 666, man. I waited. I think I waited to buy it for a reason, because I had all the Destroyer albums and I loved them, and I didn't. You ever heard of a thing called binge watching?
Yeah.
Like when you wait for, so like your favorite show comes out, but you know there's only going to be one a week. I'm one of those people that wait.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know what? I'll wait till I'll wait 2 years before the whole Destroyer 666. It was kind of like that. It's like, I don't know when I'm going to get another Destroyer 666 record. And at that point, I already had all of them. Or, you know, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait. Because, like, I want something to look forward to. When I'm ready, I'll buy it. And that's what I did, man. I love this record. It's like, it's not my favorite out of the catalog, but as far as this year, it's one of my favorite records I've heard this year.
You're right.
If that makes any sense, man.
I know a good question to ask here. So, not this year. What is the worst album you have ever heard? The biggest piece of shit.
Ooh. God damn, there's many of them. There's a couple. The worst fucking album. Yeah, I mean, I've heard many worst albums. Morbid Angel?
Yeah.
That fucking...
That was like a little obvious with the Killer Cop and such, and yeah.
Well, I didn't know, like, when it came out in 2011, I was doing one of those radio shows things I was telling you about, like I did with the sign and all that, and we went to it. I was like, shut this off. And Morbid Angel is like probably my number one influence ever. I mean, other than the first Deicide album, but Morbid Angel is one of my biggest fucking influences, man. I fucking love Morbid Angel. And that was the most anticipated album of 2011. It was, like, for the underground. People were waiting. All of us were fucking waiting. That was such a goddamn letdown, man. It hurt. That kind of hurt. Like that hurt their reputation. It hurt us as fans. I mean, I was like, shut this off. And I was really upset. Like, and I still love Morbid Angel, and I'm not gonna deny Trey Ozagoth as a guitar player or anybody in that band, you know, for that matter. But like that album, they fucked up bad. God damn, did they fuck up so bad? That's one of the worst albums I've heard in my life. Yeah. That one. I mean, that's obvious. Number two. Well, I think it got a bit of a redemption. I actually revisited and didn't mind it that bad. But it was a band by Aborted.
Mm-hmm.
So like I heard some stuff from Aborted back in the early 2000s. I thought it was cool. I heard some songs. I thought, like, cool, this band's cool. Picked up this Aborted record, and I literally like almost threw it out the fucking car window. We were driving down the highway, and my buddy's like, "No, I'll take it." It had the deathcore fucking screams in it. I fucking hated it. This was in 2005. It was the Archaeac something, or whatever album that Aborted came out with in like 2004, 2005. Fucking hated it so bad. Remind me of fucking Yo deathcore. I can't remember the fucking name. Was it Archaeac something? It had it was like a bluish color with a bunch of fucking doctors on it and someone having surgery. Could not stand that fucking record. Trying to think of another fucking album. You said like worst albums I've ever heard. it's funny because some of these I can go back on and like not think they were that bad. Like
Yeah.
I could listen to now. I was so disappointed when I first heard the Headless Cross from Black Sabbath. I had it on CD, and I was so disappointed. But now I love that record, so I guess I can't say that now. Fuck, man. So far that aborted record, and but definitely Morbid Angel.
Yeah, I
As
mean,
far as
for
like,
me, the Morbid Angel record was the worst I think I've ever heard. The thing that came close was
yeah,
when
see,
I was.
yeah,
See, I'm not entirely against the whole core thing. I kind of started actually checking out more underground acts because of the core thing. So when I but so I caught up with Cryptopsy up until the
oh God,
EPs,
man, Cryptopsy
and
already did it, but you know what? I wasn't okay. So good point. Cryptopsy made by far in the same category, but the thing was, I wasn't waiting for. I already knew Cryptopsy did it. I already knew Cryptopsy where they went and when they did it. But Morbid Angel, I was not expecting that, man.
oh, the thing is,
Like, yeah,
that one that they first did it in, and then they went to more brutal death metal, but it was still deathcore. I still that was nothing for what was about to come. The newest Cryptopsy, like I was following the band, I was a fan, and I liked the self-titled. It had a bunch of blasting and shit. So and I like the EPs that came after because they went back a bit on the death metal
I,
the after,
yeah,
and then the newest album come out. That's the closest I've ever been to hating an album as much as Illude, because it came on and the start to finish it was just they went. It was like if you think the first album they did the whole core thing was deathcore, this one was like full on yo
right,
deathcore
right,
Whitechapel canoe core. Oh my
right,
god, this is like what is going.
right.
This is supposed to be the same drummer that played None So Vile. He
See,
approved
yeah,
this.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm like,
See, like I remember when Flo got the fucking he had the there was like this style, like the gay faux hawk they called it. They called it a faux hawk. It's when you didn't shave the sides and you had a mohawk, like you spiked your hair, like I don't know, it was stupid. I remember when he did that, it was a deathcore thing, and that was like early no 2009, 2010 era. So this what the fuck he lost his goddamn mind. I was already done with Cryptopsy at that point though. So like
yeah,
I've been done with Cryptopsy for
you
like
signed out in
14.
time.
Yeah, dude, long time. I did like, however, a lot of people did not like this record, but Once Was Not, when Lord Worm came back and he did vocals for a record, Once Was Not, I liked because it was so bizarre, so
I
weird.
liked the records up to that pretty much. Like I can
I like
stand.
I like the Lord Worm records. I like Once Was
Yeah,
Not. A lot of people fucking don't. And I get why. Me, I think it was complicated
yeah.
and weird and fucking. It's nuts. That record's nuts. Um, and I like None So Vile and Blasphemy Made Flesh, you know, and the demos, you know. So,
Yeah,
but
I liked the Mike DeSalvo as well era, and it's just like I would rather take and Daniel Big over. Oh my god, that new stuff. Oh
well,
wow.
yeah, of course. No, no, then Neil Bag's not bad.
Yeah.
None of the stuff they did was bad. It's
And
just
then
not like
Whisper
not my
Supremacy,
favorite.
they did a little bit like a jazz thing going on, so I understand why that gets a little weird. But like, I love that for the like avant-garde type shit, because I love the Atheists. What I think it's a piece of time. I keep fucking it up because J Dog fucks that up with the Iron Maiden album, calling that piece of time or whatever.
Yeah, trying to think like you said, worst albums I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about like just like metal, I would assume. Um, but yeah, man, Morbid Angel. I think that's like one of the most biggest letdowns in my entire life. I think the metal world, and I think a lot of people would agree, it sucks too because it's fucking Morbid Angel, man. Fucking Christ. I'm sure someone can mention something that tops it. Guarantee it. You know, I know there's something that is
Yeah.
on equally on par,
Here's the
but
thing
I
I
can't
have to say.
think of it.
For me, I don't think anything will top the disappointment of Elude just because of what you expect. Like, I love Kingdom's Disdain that came after when they came back to death metal, but like I listen to every album up to like Heretic, and when I hear David Vincent's coming back, I expect maybe some domination sounding stuff, but then I get, the two extreme openings, like EDM kick going like this, and it's like, what the
Yeah.
hell's going on? And then
Yeah,
honestly, I don't know.
I actually,
I don't
it
know
was so
if
terrible. I had like
yeah, yeah,
said,
yeah.
shut the fucking album off. I was like,
I don't
shut it
know. Did
off.
you even get this far to where you got to hear Mea Culpa?
No, I think when the EDM stuff or whatever, yeah,
That was the
EDM,
first
I
song,
didn't
so
even
you
know.
kind of like heard the first one. Was like, God,
Fucking shut it off. This is.
dude, if
I
you
couldn't
were to
believe
get,
this was
dude,
Morbid Angel.
can you believe that it gets worse? Oh my!
Yeah.
The
Oh
worst
man.
song on the album is called "Mea Culpa," which I believe translates to something like "We're sorry" or something. Oh yeah, you were sorry. That song is like the worst song I think I've ever. Truly, if you listen to that, that might be the worst song ever created. I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would rather listen
You know another
to.
you
I
know another
would
thing that's
I
a
would rather listen to. I think they're called the Shags or whatever it's called. The like girls that were forced to make music and it sounds like all like off key and shit.
what made it worse for me was the fact that like the guitar player, the other guitar player, was in one of my favorite bands called Merkskog. You've heard of them?
You mentioned him earlier, so I've heard of him before.
Dude, fucking crazy black and imagine like one of the fastest bands I've ever heard. Like some crazy riffs, like Hate Eternal style riffs with like black metal. Like they're from Norway, man. Merkskog. Like god damn it, let me see if I can find the fucking CD. Oh man, he was on that album. I can't. I got it here somewhere. Come on, man. I gotta go. Fuck is it? Ah, looking for it. I want to show you the disc here. I gotta look through like 400 discs though, so it'll take me a minute here. Try not to be too long here. Shit, where the fuck are you? Where's my goddamn Mark Skog? All right, here we go. Man, sorry. Fuck this band, Merkskog.
I definitely heard of the name before. Just not. Listen.
Dude, give this a fucking listen. It's crazy black and death metal, dude. Early 2000s. It's like it's that fast whirlwind whipping fucking blasting shit, dude. The guitar player, this guy was on that fucking record.
Poor
So I was
guy.
well, I mean, he was the second guitar player. He helped contribute. I was so disappointed, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Even
I don't know.
because like this shit is nuts.
The thing
Merskog is
is,
nuts.
just like the thing that like it was mostly like the whole like David Vincent kind of pushed it.
Well, that too. Like David Vincent was behind it. Like, uh,
Yeah. And it's kind of weird because the domination was like already like a move beside, but like I thought that was what I would have expected. When people like, because I had friends that was like, don't listen to it. Like they literally straight up said, don't listen to it. And I still listen to it. It's like, oh, how bad can it really be? I've heard bad
fuck it.
music.
It's
Oh my,
bad.
dude.
They're not kidding. Say it's bad. It's fucking bad, dude. It's bad for underground. Like, it's not good. It's
Yeah.
not good. And there was no fucking warning. Like, I had no fucking idea.
There was no like anticipation. Like, oh, we're gonna incorporate industrial. No, they didn't even. They just like we're gonna.
We're putting this out. Like, here you go. Like, come on. Like, and I mean, they fucked up. They fucked up bad time, man. But yeah. Oh man, I gotta be right back. I gotta take a fucking piss, dude. Be right back.
You guys know what that means. There you go. so I have two things to check out. I'm gonna try to pull this together soon, so we can get a closure. I think I want to have some like good little endpoints. I think I'll just, lead it into a proper little ending here. Let's see. Black metal. Lay down your souls for the gods rock and roll. Monster Energy. Room. Corvette.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave you hanging too long, dude. Sorry. Take a piss and grab.
I mean, do you got anything else you could like bring up? Because I mean, otherwise, I think it's been a good fucking,
Yeah, dude. Anything you want to ask or curious about, man? I think I'm pretty good, man.
Well, we kind of already touched when the possibility of the Ghoulish Grin stuff happening, 2025, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think we're just gonna wrap it up at there. I mean, if you want to shout anything out or anything,
Man, if anyone's still watching after this long, I doubt it.
Polygus.
Man, fucking check out my demo, man. Check out my page, bandcamp.com. Look up look up the fucking Cryptic Fog stuff. That's worth checking out, man, on Bandcamp. My other band, definitely for sure. Previous work, my most prominent work. This Ghoulish Grin, I'm hoping I can do it right and it'll catch on, man. Like I'm working my ass off with the music, more than I've ever have. I'm like really giving this shit my 110%. Really working hard on it. So I'm hoping people will dig it when I'm done with it, and it's worth a fucking damn. All the hard work. It's been a work in progress for sure. In the channel, man, but it's been cool, man. Meeting all you guys. It's been a real fucking honor. Like I'm blown away. The reaction, like I'm talking you, man, like a musician, fellow friend from fucking Sweden. It's unreal,
Yeah.
So cool, man.
It's the same for me. I mean, the fact that most people I get along with are across the waters, that's kind of just, happens.
Dude, it's cool. Like you're the first Swedish person I've ever been able to actually like talk to,
Yeah.
Like a metalhead too, like same interest, same stuff. Really cool. Like I mean, you're a young guy too, man. Like that's so cool. Fucking, I think it's cool that younger people your age are getting into this shit and are legit about it. That's even better,
Yeah.
I think that's cool. Keeping this music alive,
Yeah, I'll try. But yeah,
I'm trying not to be like an old. When I was your age, man, a lot of guys were fucking jaded assholes. They were.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, which is understandable.
Stories.
Things were changing, when I was getting into it, like things were changing with the technology and shit. So the old school guys, like they would have been all my age now. They fucking hated us, man. They had every right to,
yeah,
man.
Like, fuck digital recordings.
Yeah, fuck all these kids. They're MySpace. They got it all handed to them. We had to work for what we did, These motherfuckers. Like, but it's funny because if it weren't for us, it'll be a bunch of fucking guys in their 50s standing around, hanging out, trying to play shows and be brutal. Like, but whatever, man. It's cool. It's cool. And I'm thankful that that's cool. That, younger people like yourself are into this shit and good at it too, man. Making good music. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I'll hopefully continue making good music.
Dude, you will, man. You're only gonna
Yeah.
get better. You're only gonna get better, bro.
Better? Oh my god. That's a tall order with the Paranormal Mind album. But yeah, just
Man,
stick around.
you're young. You're really talented there. Suicidal Grind, man. You're only gonna get fucking better at it, dude. Just wait to see what comes, man.
But yeah,
You will, dude. Well, a lot of
just
dude. You're better. You're a lot better at your instrument and know-how than when I was your age.